drive, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can tell you. Don't text and drive, okay? If I find out you're texting and driving at the same time, we've got a fucking problem. I have a feeling that I'm gonna drop too many truths tonight. This is not an AEW hate podcast. This is not an anti-AEW narrative. I'm gonna need you guys to understand the rights and the wrongs. I've been doing this a very long time. You want to argue about what you saw on television, go start your own show. I don't want to hear it. Quite frankly, I don't give a shit. AEW doesn't give a shit. And their fan base always seems to follow. Dynamite tonight was... Can I say the F-bomb in the intro, or should I save it for the show? Dynamite was awful. Awful. We're gonna have a nice chat, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure the beverages are cold. In fact, make sure that I'm walking into the venue and I sit at the table, the head of the table, and there are 2 old fashions. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the venue, and tonight we got to expose AEW for the terrible creative that they have become. And when I get there, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
For joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for, unfortunately, your Dynamite post show for April 24th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Wednesday evenings, wherever you may be. And we... into the bar already. I just sat down and Clem is ordering drinks for everybody, man. $100 super chat. Show is trash. Hope everyone is having a good day. Thank you, Clem. Appreciate you being here, brother. And thank you for your generosity, showing everybody how it's done in the OTS venue. As always, joined by my co-host on Wednesday nights and my very good, close, personal friend, Mr. Jesse, the Chi-Town Smart. Brother, what's going on?
What's going on, bro? Hey, there's something about your soundboard. That holy shit chant didn't register.
Oh, yeah? It's registering on my end.
I don't know. Maybe it's on my end.
You guys are going to have to be louder, okay? Everybody in the venue's got to be louder, okay?
Yeah, maybe
anyway,
it's
louder than
just
they were
on
at
my end.
Daly's place, I'll tell you that. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Not much. Sitting there trying to figure out how to approach tonight. I feel like I have the whole community, half of them waiting to see what I'm going to say, and the other half waiting to see what I'm going to say. And both sides ready to shit on what they don't like.
Listen, man, I'm locked and loaded.
Love it.
I'm locked and loaded, man. I got a lot of problems.
Love
got a
it.
lot of problems, man. And I think when I unleash, I think you're going to say, you know what? I got those same problems, man.
Let's do it, man.
I don't know. Listen.
Let's do
oh, God. Jeez, it's going to be one of those nights again, man. Holy shit. Oh, my God. We got a $100 bomb from Adam. Adam! Casper with a $100 super chat. Happy Wednesday, JD and Jesse. Dynamite was way too weird tonight. Thank goodness for the NBA and NHL playoffs tonight. Speaking of which, the Braves beat the Marlins tonight. We got to see another win in the Atlanta Braves column. Oh, yeah, they won in 10 innings, man. 17-6, the best team in baseball, man. And that's with the number one starter in the league out for the year, man. Love it. Great. You White Sox fans, man. I feel sorry for you over there.
Yeah, me too.
I know.
Fucking.
I know. Listen, all joking aside, Jesse, I know it's probably going to be a heated show. We got 3,000 people in here. Obviously, everybody comes here for the AEW truths. Love it. I don't hate AEW. I love AEW. I just, Jesse and I feel like they need some serious tough love. And I don't know how tough we could be. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, but I feel like we've been tougher than anybody. But the show tonight, man, I hated tonight's show. I thought tonight's show was a miserable effort. I thought it was all over the place. It was a mess. They didn't do anything out of the gate to get you excited or interested in what they're doing in Vegas for Double or Nothing, and their priorities are all fucked up. So I will leave you to set the table, man. What do you want to talk about, and what was your biggest takeaway from tonight's show before I get into my heated rant here?
Well, let's start with the elephant in the room. Why not? I mean, clearly the most important thing on the show. Swerve Strickland.
Define important.
Well, it was the first thing we saw tonight.
You mean the guy that made history by becoming the first black athlete in AEW history to win the World Championship? That guy?
Yeah. That guy.
Okay.
He came out and he gave us his speech, to take his bow and to let us know what it meant to him. He didn't say shit. So
wait, who are you talking to? There's nobody upstairs with you. They're all downstairs with me. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh fuck! I forgot I'm at your house. Jesus Christ. Yeah,
he didn't say shit.
He didn't say he had a match. He had to get back to work, bro. He had the Orange Cassidy spot tonight.
Listen, how do I eloquently say this to AEW? I'm not a creative writer, but I'm a damn good fucking podcaster. I'm a damn good content creator. I think I know a thing or two about how things should be done. Perception is everything. I've been saying that a lot lately. I'm a big fan of AEW, but Jesse, what happened to the company that was booking the shows in the beginning of March coming out of Revolution? Remember that company?
Yeah, people complained about that company, so they changed it.
Did they hire somebody new?
People complained.
Who was booking those shows? I would like for them to come forward, please, because I don't know where they are, and I miss them dearly.
Same person, bruh.
Same person. I don't know. I don't know what happened between then and now, but I want to paint a picture for you, everybody. Okay. Let me see if I could nail this like Ronald Acuna. AEW had their pay-per-view on Sunday. Right. The last thing that we saw was Swerve Strickland, the biggest crossover star that they currently have right now. That's going to insert himself into different markets and bring more awareness to AEW and that World Championship with his star power and his reach that AEW might not be accustomed to. He made history by becoming the first black athlete in AEW history out of everybody to win the World's Heavyweight Championship, a small lineage of athletes, and he's the first black man to win that championship. I think that's a pretty big deal, especially when everybody in AEW in the early onset of the company was murmuring that Tony Khan has a thing against black athletes and maybe Tony Khan is the R word. And obviously that wasn't the case. He pushed Swerve.
How long did it take other companies to crown a black champion?
I mean, that's listen. I get where you're coming from, but that's what the online geeks were saying. You know, so he made history on Sunday. You have a pay-per-view schedule that you have now outlined for the rest of the year. We went from early onset AEW to having 4 shows a year. Now we're looking at 9. And I have been a proponent of AEW going to the monthly pay-per-views because I do think that monthly pay-per-views will keep them on their toes. I think monthly pay-per-views are going to create a better Dynamite and a better Collision and round out the stories a little bit better and get to the point a little bit quicker instead of there being a 9, 10, 11 weeks in between shows, and Tony Khan takes the liberty of maybe 4 of those shows being important and the rest of them being basically, hey, man, what type of cool match can I put on with my toys tonight? Who am I going to reach into the toy chest and pull out and put on TV? I think that would be a great match. How about this luchador that nobody ever heard of, and we'll put him in there against Bryan Danielson because everybody loves Bryan. Nothing matters, right? I figured that they'd go to the 4-5 week format and everything would matter a little bit more. So you have Swerve win the World Championship, and lo and behold, on social media, we see a graphic with Swerve Strickland and Kyle Fletcher in a Eliminator Championship match. Now, what is an Eliminator Championship match that people are asking about? Well, folks, you remember when Vince McMahon used to do the challenger and champion on every single Monday night and Friday night, and the challenger would beat the champion, and the champion would lose clean on national television, sometimes just after winning the championship. And that's exactly what Tony Khan is doing. He does these matches that nobody really takes any great investment in. Kyle Fletcher, is he really going to beat Swerve? No. But why is the match happening? I gave it a little time to see maybe if there's a story that comes out of it. Jesse, was there a story that came out of the match tonight? Jesse's silence speaks volumes. There was zero story that came out of that match. Tony, I am speaking directly to you or whoever is in this room watching me right now, that I know some of the people that work there are watching this. I'm going to say this as calmly and as professionally as possible. What the fuck does Kyle Fletcher have to do in any aspect with the World Heavyweight Championship? Please stop insulting my intelligence. Is Kyle Fletcher a great pro wrestler? He's fucking great. But what does Kyle Fletcher have to do with the World Championship? Kyle Fletcher, if you want to throw fucking stats at me, because AEW doesn't give a shit about their fucking rankings, I'm going to throw some fucking stats at you guys. Kyle Fletcher hasn't won a fucking singles match since October 14th of 2023. What the fuck is he doing in a #1 contenders match against the guy who just won the championship, the World Championship, on Sunday night? So I gave it time. Where did it go? It went nowhere. What was the point of the match? There was no point of the match. And I tell you this, That's not even the first thing we saw on tonight's show. The first thing that we saw on tonight's show was the Bucks, Okada, and Jack Perry coming out of a fucking Uber. And then we get Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy in the ring. And whatever the fuck that story is going and telling, that's the first thing that we saw. Tony, correct me if I'm wrong. Swerve won the World Championship on Sunday, correct? Why is literally the first thing that we see on this show the story between Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor? Does anybody have a fucking problem with that in the company? Did nobody speak up to Tony Khan about, boss, listen, I mean, this guy just won the World Championship. He's our guy, you know, but we're going to put on two other stories before him on the show tonight. One being Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy. If you enjoy that type of thing, great, man. I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're a fucking idiot, but actually I am. You're a fucking idiot. Who in their right mind wants to see anything with Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy? Nobody. Over the world champion? Here's another one for you. He wrestled Kyle Fletcher. He beat Kyle Fletcher. Did they give you any inkling of a story leading into Double or Nothing, being that we're fucking 4 weeks away from Double or Nothing? Zero aspect about who Swerve is defending the championship against. Did Swerve get a promo? No, Swerve didn't get a fucking promo. You know who did get a promo, though? You know who got a celebration tonight, Jesse? Willow got a fucking promo and a celebration. Jericho! Who's the fucking worst aspect of television right now with the FTW title? A title that is not even recognized as a real title. Got a celebration and a promo. He got a promo, but the world champion did not. Here's another one for you. And you want the fucking kicker? And you want to know why I'm so fucking upset at the creative direction of this company? Tony Khan booked himself in the main event segment of this show over his world champion. Where are the priorities in this company? Who is telling Tony no? Is there anybody in the company telling Tony no? Who's on the creative team? You want me to sit here and celebrate Swerve's championship? How can I celebrate Swerve's championship when the company did everything in their fucking possible to fucking make him feel as small as anybody else on the roster? I'm sorry. You want another one? I got another one for you. I told you I was locked and loaded. The IWGP Championship. A championship that is not even theirs. Was in the main event of the show. It's the last match that you saw on the show tonight. Why is that championship over Swerve? Perception is everything. Perception. What the fuck are you people doing there? What? How is this okay? Why is this okay? Who okayed this? Why are your priorities all fucked up? I don't believe the fucking shit that I have to come on here weekly and say, and the company just ignores every single aspect of what they're doing wrong. Oh no, but Jack Perry, we needed to show the footage because we needed to introduce Jack Perry back to the audience. Bull fucking shit. Is anybody talking about Swerve coming on tonight's show? He is your world champion. I'm going to fucking make a comment here, and I know people are going to take it out of context, but it's the fucking truth. Would you ever see WWE book Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes in the manner that they booked Swerve Strickland tonight?
No, but they booked Booker T like that.
No, they wouldn't. There's no fucking difference between the color of your skin and who holds that world championship. Shame on you. This company is fucking pathetic. That's all I have to say for now. Go ahead.
What's going on, everybody?
Go ahead.
Hey, guess what? I'm going to Forbidden Door, bro.
It's good for you.
Well, I'm going to New York. I don't have a way into Forbidden Door yet.
That's your lead-in after the fucking epic rant I just gave you? All right, I'll get the bar ready downstairs. We'll have some old fashions when you get here, okay?
What do you want me to say, man? There is no justifying putting your newly crowned world champion at the opening of the show with no fanfare, No, well, they gave Nana a mic this time. They gave Nana a mic, and Nana did Nana things on the way to the ring, and Swerve got to the ring, and I was getting ready for him to tell us what this title meant to him, what the win meant to him, what that match with Joe meant to him, and instead we got a match with Kyle Fletcher. And I was a little confused. I didn't know why it was happening. The match was nothing to really talk about. It was a match. It was fine. Didn't know why it was happening. Didn't understand how Kyle Fletcher got himself an eliminator match. Didn't understand why eliminator matches are happening when you have a ranking system. But here we are. The champion is opening the show. So then I'm led to believe that whatever is closing the show must be more important. And I'll even give them the benefit of the doubt of the segment that ended the show. We'll circle around back to that. But the last match we got was the IWGP World Heavyweight title. It seems to me that that match could have opened the show. It seemed to me that the champion really didn't need to work tonight. The champion needed to come out here and lick his wounds and bask in the glory that is him being the first black champion in the history of AEW. They could have given us all of that and still given us the surprise segment that we gotten at the end, and we wouldn't be here right now.
No,
we wouldn't be here right now. I mean, right now, if they just would have had Moxley open the show with Hobbs, had the last match, the match shouldn't have happened, first off. But if the match just had to happen, the last match we saw would have been the world champion. It would have been great to hear some words from our new champion. And then they could have dabbled into what they had lined up for us at the very end of the show. But yes, it's all about. So getting Swerve to champion, it's all about the chase, how you do it, how you make us care about it. Once you accomplished it, and we've talked about this before with this company, once they've accomplished the chase and completed the chase, they have a track record of everything falling off the cliff as soon as they win. It's almost like they don't know what to do with them anymore. And they came out of the gate swinging and hitting that fact home with Swerve opening the show to a eliminator match with no fanfare whatsoever after becoming the first black world champion. We might get something next week, maybe this weekend, but it seems like it's a little bit too little too late. He should have came out and asserted himself as the new locker room leader, the new top guy, the one that is the pinnacle and the standard for this company. And we got none of it. We just got him in a match, and then he went back to the locker room. Probably got changed and hung out with Nana, maybe hit catering or something like that. His night was done. And there was not enough fanfare to let us know that the new AEW champion was very important to the company. We could have used that. We could have used that tonight.
My thing is, and you harped on a point. Why do we need to get angry? Why do we need for this company to do something wrong and for them to call, this show great, or this was a great episode of Dynamite, the fans saw it forwarded story. Where did it forward stories? Where? I'm failing to see where the forwarding of stories is. Why does this company have to do wrong and us to call them out on it for them to then make the appropriate changes to do the next thing right? I don't get it. Why do you have to fuck up for us to call it out and then you correct the mistakes? How about do something right the fucking first time? I don't see how this is so difficult to understand. You put Tony Khan, who, by the way, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he vehemently say he's not going to be an on-screen character and there's no interest being an on-screen character?
That is absolutely true, yes.
And Tony Khan books himself in the last segment of the show over the World Heavyweight Champion and makes this the priority over booking Swerve into the next pay-per-view with a new challenger and booking the priority of your World Heavyweight Champion. I'm struggling to find how anybody is going to defend that terrible creative. Tony Khan was above the champion. The IWGP Championship was above the AEW champion. Chris Jericho had more to say about him winning a fucking title that's not recognized than Swerve did. Why does Swerve need to wrestle the Wednesday following the win on Sunday at Dynasty? Then people want to mock, oh, well, Cody hasn't wrestled since he won the title at WrestleMania. Roman only wrestles 4 times a year. Swerve is not Roman. First of all, nobody's Roman. Roman can do whatever the fuck he wants. Number 2, Cody won the championship, and they are doing the right thing by finding him an opponent, which they did in AJ Styles leading into Backlash. I don't want Cody defending the fucking championship in any aspect, a title match or an eliminator match per se, when he doesn't need to, and the person that he's in the ring with more than likely won't be deserving of a title match against Cody Rhodes. Plus, there's a draft going on right now. So excuse me while everybody gets their shit in order and we get the rosters the way they need to be. Then we'll worry about how soon Cody gets into the ring or how long Cody will take to get his first match under his belt as world champion. You can't compare the two. Tony Khan put Swerve in there for absolutely no reason whatsoever in a nothing match that built to nothing, that came from nothing, that forwarded nothing, and all you did was belittle him in every aspect. Oh, but it was a great match. I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of the excuses of AEW. Oh, great match. It's a great match. It's going to be a banger match. AEW could give you fucking banger matches in a coma. Stop. It's time to shape up or ship the fuck out. They need story. And with 5 weeks to go for the pay-per-view, the fact that you didn't build towards his next challenger and wasted a week on nothing, that is awful, awful fucking creative. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, especially for a guy that you heralded as the first guy as a black athlete to win that championship. And the story going into it was fucking weak, and then you treat him like this coming out? Listen, I don't want to see Swerve wrestling every week as the world champion. I don't. The thing about Swerve, the most unique thing about Swerve is his aloofness. The fact that he's not there all the time. I don't want to hear from him every week. I don't want to see him wrestle every fucking week. I want him to come out the day after he won the biggest fucking championship of his life and tell me how it fucking felt and what he's going to do different for the world championship. What did Swerve do any different? What did Tony and AEW do any different with Swerve in the world championship that we haven't seen before? It's like he's just like everybody else. He's going to be a fighting champion. He's going to take on all comers. He's going to wrestle banger matches. Fuck that, and fuck that. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. The one missing piece to this company is that no one is fucking special. The only one special right now is Will Ospreay. That's it. That's it. I'm sorry. And when MJF gets back, he's the only fucking guy there that I legitimately give a shit about in this company. Him and Ospreay.
Yeah, they really could have fixed all of this. If all they had to do, you don't even have to change the order of your card tonight. Seriously. Leave it the way it is. Eliminate the match. Have Swerve come out. Give him a microphone and 10 minutes and let him leave and then go about the rest of your show. And I promise you, we really wouldn't be here tonight. Well, we wouldn't be here talking about the show in this manner right here tonight. The match didn't need to happen. The match made no sense. We would rather have heard what Swerve had to say. You don't even have to write the guy a script.
No.
Give him a microphone and give him 10 minutes and let him go out there and talk to the people. He's a babyface champion that just defeated the big bad bully Joe. Let him come out and talk his shit. Let him come out and let us know what his mission is. Let us know what he plans on doing. And you mentioned they went out and found Cody's champion. They sent Swerve out there to find his own damn challenger. I'm sorry, I said find his own challenger. They found Cody's challenger. Swerve has to find his own. I don't understand it. I don't understand why the match needed to happen. You could have saved your champion bumps. You could have saved him all of that stuff. You could have let him rest for the night. Just come out and talk, dude. That's all we needed from Swerve. We just wanted to. He had a whole lot to say about why he needed to be champion, about how he felt he would be the best champion. And he went out and he did his damn thing. So now all we needed him to do was come out and let us know how he felt. How does it feel? This was the pinnacle of his career. He has never gotten to these heights before. And instead, we just got an opening match. No microphone in Swerve's hand. That's a crime. That's an absolute crime.
There's a comment from Dom Nick in the chat. I want to call this out here. I'm convinced Swerve is a transitional champion now because of Tony Khan. And that's the perception that you're giving off. The fact that you belittled him and treated him as the fourth most important thing on this show now has people believing in Swerve being only in the position that he's in because he's a transitional champion, and whoever he wrestles at All In, he's going to drop it to Will Ospreay. Do you want that perception for him? I mean, again, I'm going to call back. Does WWE ever give off the perception that Roman is less than, that he's a transitional champion? Is WWE going to go about Cody Rhodes being that Cody Rhodes is a transitional champion? Did WWE ever present Gunther as a transitional champion? I don't understand the lack of respect for a lot of this roster up and down, a lack of respect to the fans, a lack of respect for your world championships. I don't get it. And quite honestly,
I don't think they treated Jinder Mahal as a transitional champion.
Jinder Mahal was champion till fucking the end of the month in November. He won it in May. I don't get it. I don't get it. And another thing, all the AEW fans, you're all the fucking same with the sheep mentality. You don't know a fucking thing. You're the most dumbest fan base I've ever seen. I don't know who's dumber, the WWE fans or the AEW fans. Everybody's like, Kyle Fletcher's a great wrestler. I'm sorry, Kyle Fletcher hasn't won a fucking match since October of 2023. Why is Swerve struggling with somebody in his opening match? I don't get it. Kyle Fletcher has been treated and presented as a fucking loser. I'm sorry, your world champion should be dominant right out of the gate. I don't want to see a world champion win the fucking title, say nothing about how important the win was for him, and then go into a match and struggle against somebody that hasn't won a fucking match since October of 2023. The optics are fucking awful. I don't give a shit how good Kyle Fletcher is. He shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there. There's so much wrong here, man. There's so much wrong here. I don't know. Again, Tony Khan is becoming the exact thing that he fucking hates. He's becoming Vince McMahon, minus the sexual allegations. That's exactly what he's becoming. He doesn't respect the fucking thing. He doesn't respect the fans. He's always right. We're always wrong. He doesn't respect his championships. He's making creative decisions that are very Vince-like. What the fuck is going on there? And above all else, it is clear as day that there's nobody telling him no. Does he have glorified yes men like Vince McMahon did? Certainly seems that way to me. And I say all this because I fucking care. And everything that I say in front of 4,000 people will fall on deaf ears. They don't want to hear from me. They don't want to hear from Jesse. They don't want to hear what they're doing wrong. They don't give a shit. I know. They don't give a shit. All they want are the fucking flowery, positive fucking podcasts that are going to fucking regurgitate how great everything is and not be critical of anything. We have a fucking problem. We do. And I don't see them fixing it anytime soon. And it's sad. It really is sad. I don't know. What? Go ahead. Add something, please.
Well, I mean, so it's all right. It's bad. First impressions, okay? Now, it's not something that can't be redeemed. All right. And that's why I started off with how bad it was, because it was that bad. But I'm not going to reiterate what I've already said about how bad it was.
By the way, we got more people watching the stream that were in Daly's place tonight. Just a word of warning. Almost double the amount of people in Daly's place. Look at that, man. Can't even fill your own fucking arena. Jesus fucking Christ.
It's not irreversible. This was literally one show after the pay-per-view. And we're only talking about Swerve right now. That we're only talking about Swerve and the way he's being treated as champion. It's not something that can't be fixed, although he is now in a position to be the second most important thing on the show. And when I say that, I want to preface that because I did touch on this with you before the stream. Swerve is definitely positioned to be the second most important storyline on the show whenever he does get into his first feud as champion because of everything going on with the Bucks and TK and Jack. But I do want to point out something though, and in the sense of that has a history of happening quite often. Usually with bigger names though, like Cena has done this quite often. I pointed out to you earlier when The Rock won his first world title, he was pretty much an afterthought, a second thought as it pertained to Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon and what they were doing. Rock was champion and opening shows, not headlining shows, because Austin was the most important entity. I get it that Swerve is not on the same level as Rock, where Rock can pretty much keep his stability no matter where he is on the card. But it's the fact of there's a precedence to that, and the most important thing on the show is your biggest storyline. I get it. But the important thing is you're setting a tone for Swerve. He just won that title. And you have to set the tone. You have to let us know that this is important. And the first thing that we needed to hear when the show began was Swerve's music, Nana dancing, coming out. Great. We needed to hear from Swerve. We needed to hear from our world champion. That was extremely important. And that's all they had to do. That was all they had to do in regards to Swerve. He didn't need to wrestle. He didn't need to really show up, but he did need to show up to do that, to do his promo, his acceptance speech, his coronation, if you will. That needed to happen on day one, and they dropped that. You can't go back and redo that. All you can do is do it later, and it's going to lead to the question of what took so long to do this. How come this wasn't done on night one?
I really don't get it. It's amazing to me. You know, another aspect of it all is they gave Swerve the championship on Sunday, and you would think that immediately they have plans for where he's going into Double or Nothing, and people are like, oh, Swerve is going to say something next week. That's not the point. That's not the point. You waited a week and made everything else feel more important than him and the title. So if he shows up next week, it's only AEW doing it, the first thing that you see on the show, because we all complained about it.
Yeah.
That's not the way that's not the way it should go. Okay? And the way that I look at it, the way that I see it optically is he won the championship on Sunday. You would think that they would maybe set up with 5 weeks till Double or Nothing, set up his next opponent. The fact that they didn't have him out there saying anything, the fact that he didn't set up anything, you know what that means to me? It's that they don't know what they're doing with him. They don't have a plan going into Double or Nothing for him. And that's the saddest part of all. Because if this was going to be a big deal to them, if this was going to be a top priority to them, important to them, they would have already rolled everything out and got the wheels moving going into the pay-per-view, because that title is going to be the last thing that you see main event that show. And they failed, and they dropped the ball. So that tells me that they don't have a fucking clue as to what he's doing at the pay-per-view, and they'll probably figure it out this week going into next week's Dynamite. And that's sad. That's sad. That's how the company operates. They book on a week-to-week basis. Clearly, the show emits that, and they don't have anything planned, as referenced by tonight's show. Everything was thrown at the fucking wall.
Yeah, I agree. It was a very ill-advised start. I would not have started the show off in that manner at all. The absolute most important thing, and the first thing we should have heard from was Swerve. So I that was a miss. That was a major miss right there, and it does kind of give us the Easter egg as to how they're going to end up booking Swerve during his reign, and it doesn't look good.
Let's move on to Jack Perry. Jack Perry showed up in the beginning of the show, before Swerve did. Showed up with the Elite, and they all walked into the arena. Security tried to stop Jack Perry, and the Bucks said, no, he's with us. You know, he's allowed to come on in. We're the EVPs, we're the bosses, let him in. So they let him in, and it was announced during the show tonight that Jack Perry is here, he's in Daly's place, and that he will meet Tony Khan face-to-face in the middle of the ring tonight on Dynamite. I'm like, okay, I could get behind that. They got my interest. So we fast forward through what was an awful show. And Jack Perry is in the ring. And Tony Schiavone, All he does is stand there with the microphone and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Perry." So he comes on out and he gets into the ring and fans are chanting, "Oh, cry me a river." So Jack Perry, clearly what he's done is picking up some steam and he's getting over. Good for him. I'd rather see him, and Jesse documented this last week along with myself, I'd rather see him here like this than fucking Jungle Boy. I mean, if this was a natural progression to go, clearly this is the way to go. Feed into it. Lean into it. Just fucking own it and make it your own now. And don't reference the other party. We don't need to. This is Jack Perry's to own now, right?
Yep. Everything was implied. He was prepared for the worst, but turns out he got the best. He's got a hero's welcome, cry me a river chance, he's our scapegoat chance. The crowd, I mean, they have accepted him back. I mean, I thought it'd be a lot rougher. I thought he would be a real hated guy. But he turned out to be the cool heel as it stands right now.
He's definitely got the cool heel vibes. And he's out there, and he's basically telling everybody the last time we saw him was at All In. And he wants Tony Khan to come out, and he wants to address Tony Khan and, the entire situation that was. So he has a microphone, and he goes on to say he's had some of the best nights of his life in Jacksonville, but tonight he has business to handle. And he wants to handle it the right way with Tony Khan, who came out to no music. And the last time we saw Jack Perry, the announcers even added on saying that the last time we saw him was at All In. Perry says it's been a long road. He says AEW has gone on to change the world in the last 5 years since the first Double or Nothing. Perry says it's no secret he and Tony have had their ups and downs, but the only thing he's ever wanted to do is what's best for AEW. Tony was ecstatic. He was like pounding his chest. He's like, rah, rah, yeah, pro AEW, man, great job. So Perry says it's no secret that Tony has had ups and downs with him, and Jack Perry asked Khan to shake his hand and reinstate him so that they can go on and change the world together. Khan moved towards Perry, and Tony looked very uncomfortable in the ring. He got in the ring, and he stopped as soon as he got in the ring. Like, he didn't want to advance to the center of the ring, man. He was very hesitant. Now, I don't know if he was...
Think he feared for his safety?
Yeah, I guess he feared for his life. I think he's owning his own gimmick. So Khan moved towards Jack and shook his hand. Perry then turned to the camera as Tony was embracing him, and Jack leaned on his shoulder looking into the hard cam and just smirked the way he did at the pay-per-view on Sunday when he was the one who helped the Young Bucks win the tag team titles. So Perry raised Khan's hand and then eventually attacked Tony Khan with a shot to the midsection with the microphone. The Bucks and Okada came out, and they all looked at Tony Khan, and they were asking Jack, what'd you do? Why would you do that? Very insincere. So the Bucks helped Khan up, and they had him in the BTE trigger position, or the EVP trigger. Okada told them, no, don't do it. Bucks then hit a Meltzer driver, or what they're calling now the EVP driver, on Tony Khan, and the crowd booed. Perry then dragged Khan to the center of the ring. Bryce Remsburg asked what the hell is wrong with them? What are they doing? Matthew Jackson said, "Thank you, Jacksonville. We love you so much," as they walked up the ramp, and they were saying, what a great show. What a great show this is. We're going to change the world. And, all the baby faces came out of the locker room very late, mind you. Tony's father, Shad Khan, was out there, and he looked concerned. So that was the most interesting aspect of the entire segment. His father was out there. Tony Khan's father was checking on him as the show went off the air. There was no music to end. It just cut to black, and that was the way the show was ended, with Tony Khan in the ring. Now,
They sold it.
Outside of my gripe that this ended the show, which, I mean, I guess you can make a case for this ending the show. I don't see why this needed to have, this needed to go on last. I mean, you could have easily put this thing in the middle of the fucking show and then closed the show with something else that was a little bit more fucking, worthy of the World Championship. I don't really appreciate the fact that Tony Khan booked himself over the World Champion and everything else over the World Champion. My point sticks with that. You should treat that as a fucking utmost importance. But as far as Jack Perry is concerned, Jesse, I don't see Jack Perry making a huge splash as far as ratings or attendance or anything, but the character that Jack Perry left behind in Jungle Boy to what we see now, him leaning into the aftermath of the CM Punk incident, I'm interested. I'm interested in what he's going to be doing and how he's going to become his own performer. I'm interested in what is going to come out of this, because a lot of people are like, well, this is their version of the NWO. Tony Khan is becoming Eric Bischoff. Who knows where this is going to go? In a perfect world, Tony Khan being fucking pile-drived on national television would remove him from all creative aspect and somebody else would fucking take over. In a perfect world. But I don't know where this is leading to, but they definitely have my interest, at least going into next week, because I'm interested to what the reasoning is. I'm interested into what the repercussions are now that they put their hands on the fucking boss. I mean, there's a lot that comes out of this that has me asking questions, and if we're asking questions, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, so the positioning of this whole segment going on last, I'm okay with that. As long, okay, so the problem is they gave Swerve a match. I mean, and that goes back to the origin of all of this. If Swerve didn't have a match at all, then this angle absolutely would be warranted as ending the show. But you put your newly crowned world champion in a match, the match should go on last. Not only was it not last, there was another more important match that you deemed, to put on in that spot instead. So the angle was big enough to close the show. That was your big go home moment. That was your big what's going to happen next. That was your cliffhanger moment. I could see that going on last. But the first thing we should have saw tonight was Swerve speaking to the people as champion. That was the most important thing. Swerve does not have a match. Moxley defends the IWGP title before this last segment, like it did, and then we get this last segment. So the beginning of the show threw off the whole dynamic of the whole show. Now, Jack Perry. So I think they are doing the absolute best thing that they could be doing with Jack Perry. And right out of the gate, I believe that what they're doing with him is proving a ton of people wrong who said when he comes back, he won't be doing anything important and nobody will give a shit about him at all. He's in something extremely important. Where it goes, not sure, but he's already involved with the elite and the most important faction in the company right now. Now, everybody's screaming NWO vibes. I think people need to chill the fuck out and relax. NWO was not the first faction in pro wrestling, okay? This whole thing just got started. NWO ended up being half the company NWO, other half of the company WCW. Bro, there's like 4 people in this faction. Everybody needs to relax. The 4 horsemen, 4 people. But you're ready to throw NWO vibes out on night 1. Everybody chill out. Everybody, this goes back to the pay-per-view. This was the best match in history. This was the greatest opening match in history. Everybody calm the fuck down. Let's see where this shit goes before we start labeling it as NWO. NWO took over and had a mind of its own at the end of the day. I mean, it got to the point where nobody cared about it because most of the people in the company were all NWO. Guys, this just started. Let's see where it goes. Let's see how they play it out. I'm interested to see how they're going to give repercussions to someone putting their hands on the owner of the company. But that's a story to be told. I think they sold it quite well, bringing out Shad Khan, having the announce team in shock and awe, people coming out. They sold it. I think they did a pretty damn good job selling it. It's going to be controversial because people don't like TK. I thought he was going to get cheered when he got beat up by the crowd, to be honest. I thought he was going to get cheered. We need to see where it's going. This is extremely interesting. It's game-changing for the company. The owner is now a physical being in the company, which is something that he said he did not want to do. Things change. Things are not going great. Ratings are not great. Ticket sales are not great. So he's making drastic things to make some moves, to do something different. He did something different, and people are looking to complain about how he did that. I mean, welcome to entertainment, bro. You are not going to make everyone happy. But I do like that he's doing something drastic, something that can help the company go forward. You got the Young Bucks who are established. He's putting Jack Perry in a position to be in a top feud with the owner of the company. That's something big. for Jack Perry. This right now, this is the biggest spot in Jack Perry's career. Let's see where they go with it. Let's see how they treat it.
I agree. I agree with mostly everything you said there. And I did not think NWO vibes. I don't know where people got NWO vibes from.
No.
Like, I don't really understand that. You know what I really thought? I'm not even thinking NWO. I'm not thinking company takeover. I'm not thinking they're going to add fucking 20 members to the group. Like, I'm thinking, all right, we already got the Elite established here by kicking Kenny out and suspending Hangman. You know, those two are going to be a part of the story at some point when they come back to television. They added Okada. They added Jack Perry. We got a brand new Elite. I'm not thinking NWO. I'm not thinking company takeover. I'm thinking blood and guts. I'm thinking blood and guts this summer. I'm thinking the Young Bucks. I'm thinking Okada. I'm thinking Jack Perry against Adam Page. I'm thinking Kenny Omega. I'm thinking FTR. You know, that's where I'm
looking. TK versus Jack Perry?
No, we're not doing TK versus Jack Perry. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Now, I don't think anybody wants to see Tony Khan in a wrestling aspect on television. I mean, that would be as bad. That would be worse than Jay Leno on fucking whatever what that was. What was it? Hog Wild
or Drew Carey?
Jesus Christ!
Or Drew Carey in the ring? You really in the Royal Rumble?
You really want the WCW vibes? There you go. I'm thinking blood and guts. Kenny's obviously a part of this, and conveniently, they announced Kenny Omega is going to be back next week on television in Winnipeg. For what? For what? Is he cleared? Is he ready to come back soon? Does he need surgery? Does he not need surgery? AEW usually loves to hide behind the veil of the curtain. They don't like to tell you anything. They operate under a guise where the promoter himself doesn't give away anything. He dances around the fucking question as much as he can. So if Kenny is advertised on television, we ought to think that maybe he's ready to come back, or they're just using him as a fucking ploy to sell tickets to a fucking dead show, which I hope is not the case. Because if you're bringing somebody like that back on television, I hope that he's going to factor it to television. Maybe he does. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't like announcing Kenny Omega's return, to be honest with you.
Why is that?
I would have loved the surprise return.
Well, you can't make money and you can't generate interest if he's not advertised.
Well, once he returns, then you can advertise him for the next show. But what happened to the return? What happened to the surprise aspect? Oh shit, Kenny Omega just came back.
Well, he's not a new signing. I mean, he's Kenny Omega.
Have you lost your wrestling soul? Is that what happened?
Bro, you can't make money. You can't generate interest without an advertisement. Kenny is not the Rock. Kenny Omega is not the Rock, bro. I'm sorry.
You like watching money? Or do you like watching wrestling?
It gives me something to look forward to next week. Oh, shit, Kenny Omega's back. That's great. If Kenny Omega wasn't announced, then I got nothing to look forward to next week.
Really? Because we're trying to find out what happened with the owner getting beat up.
It gives me more intrigue because this guy has something to do with the people who beat up the owner. Come on, man.
Better as a surprise.
Come on, man. Where's your brain at?
Surprise? I like being surprised as a wrestling fan. That's where my brain is.
Omega is not Dwayne, bro. Stop.
Who said that he was Dwayne?
Only Dwayne needs surprise appearances. Kenny Omega doesn't need surprise appearances.
Dwayne. You advertise Dwayne for ratings. That's what you do. You advertise
WWE doesn't need to do anything advertising, man. They're selling out. What are you talking about?
Well, they didn't sell out in Canada, did they?
Did they? I don't know. Was their streak broken?
Yes, it was.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to forget KB Brown here, man. Don't forget KB Brown.
KB Brown. How can we forget KB?
Hey, is your board clipping right now?
No. I got a pristine operation here, bro.
Oh, my God.
KB Brown with a $100 super chat. His whole attack on TK tonight is going to lead to anarchy in the arena in Vegas. I just don't see the point, JD. Love the rant. You always speak the truth to power. You and Jesse keep up the great work. Thank you, KB Brown. I don't want to see another anarchy in the arena match. I mean, we've seen... That is just their go-to, man. It's lazy. Save it for blood and guts. Seriously, save it for blood and guts.
Yeah.
I don't know where we go. But like Jesse said... I'm going to give this one some time. I want to see what Jack has to say next week. I want to see what the Elite has to say as far as why they did what they did, where it goes. This is not something that I think it would be fair for us to immediately cast off. Does it come off as cheesy? Sure. Tony Khan is just a very uncomfortable human being when he's in that position. Is it something that I would put over Swerve? No. No, I'm sorry. The World Championship needs to be front and center. I don't give a shit what's going on. This is not Austin and McMahon. This is not fucking, WWE trying to get back at WCW by any means necessary. This is not that. AEW's got to do AEW. Priorities need to be met. Swerve is not fourth best on the show. Swerve is not fourth most important on the show. I'm sorry. So I find that, and nobody's going to change my mind on that. Optics are everything. Your World Championship is the most important thing in that company, because then you're just disrespecting everybody else that held it before him. Stop. So I'm going to give it time, like Jesse said. I think that's the only fair thing to do here. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to get into the rest of the review. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. We're going to go over what else happened. Mercedes was on the show tonight. Did she wrestle? No, she didn't wrestle. But Mercedes was presented in a very, very positive way tonight. I thought she came off looking really, really good on tonight's show, and I'm very intrigued about what she does with Willow at the pay-per-view, Double or Nothing in 5 weeks in Las Vegas. We'll go over that. And we had a gauntlet match. Yes, a randomized gauntlet match that was unadvertised for the right to wrestle Roderick Strong and the International Championship at Double or Nothing. I don't know why, but I'll have some complaints.
The show was put together at the last minute.
Yes. I mean, well, Tony's got the fucking draft to worry about, so AEW is the last thing on his mind. He probably booked this fucking show while laying in bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. Give me a break. We'll go over that, and we'll try and make the best of it tonight, guys. I want to thank you very much for joining me here tonight, and Jesse on Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel, including last night's hugely positive TNT episode 45 with my guest host, Sir Wilkins of the Jobber Tears podcast. Everybody seemed to enjoy Wilkins' takes. Jesse thought Wilkins was great.
Shout out to Sir Wilkins, man. I think he did a fantastic job.
There you go.
I rather enjoyed the dynamic, man. I really did.
Sir Wilkins is a class act, no doubt about it. I'm sure we will do something in the future. Again, I would be happy to have him back on the channel at any time he wants. So make sure you guys go check that out. Almost 3 hours of content there with Sir Wilkins and myself. And next week, we got episode 46 with Ango from the Ango Show. And Ango's going to be bringing the heat. He's already promised me he's going to be bringing the heat and the discussion. So look forward to that. And then, May 7th, the debut of the new co-host. The new co-host will be announced next Wednesday. 12 noon, the new co-host will be announced for TNT. Jesse knows who it is. It's going to burn the IWC down, and people are going to be fucking crying rivers of tears because this is going to absolutely shred every other podcast you listen to. I'm telling you right now. Jesse himself even marked out.
I did. I marked out, man. My wife did too. Complete mark out.
So it's going to happen. Announcement next Wednesday for the new co-host of TNT. Look forward to that. And then May 7th, the new co-host debuts on episode 47 of TNT. So look forward to that on May 7th. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. 913 likes is the like ratio right now. I need 1,000. Easy. We got 3,700 people in here. 1,000 likes is the goal. Super chats are open. Get them on in. Hang out with Jesse and I at the end of the show. Any comments, questions, concerns, opinions, all that good stuff. Sound off in the super chats. And please make sure you guys also get those memberships in. Channel memberships are always open. And I love seeing new people join the channel as a member right here on Off the Scripts. All right, man. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Also, my Raw review on my channel went up this morning. I delayed it a day because I was so far into TNT last night and it ran late, so I pushed it to this morning. And yesterday we had a birthday. Yesterday was Dr. Britt Baker's birthday, bro.
That's right.
It was.
That's right. Where's everybody, man?
Doctor, can we get some birthday cake emojis for Britt Baker? I know she watches. And I have a request. I think that you and I should sing Miss Britt Baker a happy birthday song.
You ain't getting me to sing anything for anybody. What are you talking about?
We just sing Britt Baker happy birthday, bro.
We appreciate Britt Baker. Britt, if you get this at some point, if you're listening right now, or if someone passes this along to you, I personally and Jesse personally wish you a very happy belated birthday. And we need DMD back on television. Seriously. Correct?
We got to sing this song, man.
What?
We got to sing this song.
Who said?
We got to sing this song. Can't let the show go forward. We have to sing the fucking song.
You're asking me to seriously sing the song tonight. Happy birthday.
We have to sing the fucking song, bro. It's for Britt, bro. We have to sing the fucking song. Trust me. We have to sing the song, bro.
Do you want to know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard?
I'll lead it all for you. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Come on, man. I need you to
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. You're off key, motherfucker.
You.
Happy birthday, dear Britt. Happy birthday to you.
There we go. Request fulfilled. I love this stream.
Man, they're booing me out of the fucking bar, man. I may have to bounce early, man. I don't know who's closing up this joint, man. Seriously.
I love it.
Jesus Christ.
I love it.
Please don't tell me that you promised her in some way or fashion that we would do that, please.
She hates my guts, bro. How would I be able to do
She hates me too. I don't know.
Hates my guts.
Maybe she
bro.
hates me a little less after embarrassing myself in front of 4,000 people. I'm sorry.
I'm sure that made her very happy.
Yeah. By the way, Daly's Place tonight. TK, what's with that sound, bro? It sounds like I was watching the fucking show, listening to the show in the submarine that fucking went down to visit the Titanic. What the fuck happened down there? Seriously. Was I the only one that was getting problems on TBS on my end?
So I saw people complaining about it. I didn't have those audio issues on mine. I have YouTube TV. I didn't hear those, man.
You didn't have any audio echo. You all the promos were audibly heard. I mean, it sounded like I was watching the fucking show in some long ass hallway.
Dude, maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention, but I didn't notice anything. I went back and listened again when I saw the complaints on Twitter. I didn't hear anything, man.
I don't know, man. How do you watch the show? You watch it on Fight?
No, I watch it on YouTube TV.
Well, maybe it's a TBS thing. I have no fucking idea. I don't know, man. I got Verizon Fios here in New York. I don't know. Maybe it's the network. Horrible audio. Everybody had horrible audio.
I saw it. I saw everybody I saw all the people complaining about it, man. I think it didn't hit me. How long did it go for? Just one segment or the whole show?
The whole show.
Oh, definitely not. I did not hear it on my end.
It's crazy. I don't know, man. Some low budget amateur operation over there. I don't know what the fuck happened. Oh my goodness.
Here we got another one.
David Thiering with a $100 super chat. He says, happy birthday song by you two deserves this bomb from me. Trust me when I tell you guys my voice is no better than yours. Great rant, JD, and great work as always, JD and Jesse.
See? Look at that.
Listen, man.
I sing happy birthday every damn week for a bomb. Look at that, man.
Look at that. Thank you, David. I appreciate you being here, brother, as always. Right here on Off the Script. Orange Cassidy. First thing we see is Orange Cassidy on the show. Did Orange Cassidy win the World Championship? No. No, he did not. Orange is tossed onto the stage and beaten up by Trent Beretta, who throws him into the ring and all of a sudden asks for Chuck Taylor to come out. Chuck, I'm sorry that I didn't do this a long time ago. I'm sorry we spent 5 years hugging this narcissistic prick. Orange was supposed to be our mascot, and he made us his lackeys. I'm going to stop there. Bro, this man barely utters words. He made these guys into his lackeys, or did they willingly become his lackeys, and he didn't say a fucking thing about it?
Yeah, they're really reaching to try to find some justification for their heat. I mean, there's none. What does Orange do? That guy literally gives minimal effort, and you want to claim that he's trying to make you lackeys, like he cares that much.
The character that you're portraying here is that he doesn't give a fuck about anything, and he wants to go out there and be a fucking bum. He wants to be lazy.
Yep.
Did he ask for any help? No. Orange Cassidy's gonna go out there and fucking sloth his way into a win. That's Orange Cassidy. So I'm struggling to find out, and obviously the AEW elitists were like, "Well, Trent gave a reason." Well, what's the reason? If the reason is there, it's fucking piss poor. Like, Orange Cassidy didn't ask for anything. He never asks for anything. He doesn't speak.
No. There's plenty of reason to turn on Orange Cassidy, and they just tried to trump one up out of nowhere for some reason. You can sit there and say you're tired of the guy putting forth no effort and not giving a shit when you're trying to do something big and get ahead, and he doesn't give a shit. You could have rolled with his gimmick. His gimmick alone is enough to turn on the guy and not like him. But you made up some shit for some reason.
Orange Cassidy does not care about you. Orange Cassidy is not your friend, he says. A freshly squeezed chant starts up in Daly's place. Trent tells Chuck he's his friend and he loves him. Do the right thing and give the people what they really want. Trent said this as he threw his arms out for a hug. Chuck held his arms out, walked towards Trent, and said, "Trent, I've always thought you were a piece of shit," and attacked Trent Beretta. Chuck said they won't clear him for a match in the ring, so let's fight in the parking lot. So, two things here. They got Chuck to say shit on television. I thought that was not allowed anymore on AEW television, so good on that. Always love a good S word being thrown around in the context that it needs to be. Secondly, the parking lot brawls are synonymous with Daly's place because this is something that we got during the pandemic, which I am okay with. Now, the thing is, Jesse.
Yeah, I like those.
The best friends, they were a decent tag team. Nobody really cared whether they split or not. But I'm struggling to find the interest here in a Trent Beretta solo run or a Chucky T solo run here. I don't know why anybody would genuinely invest in this and care a whole bunch about this. And this goes back to what we say about a lot of tag teams that break up. I think they're probably better together than they are by themselves. You mean to tell me that Trent Beretta in this AEW, with the amount of roster and the amount of sheer talent that is at the top of the card, that Trent Beretta is going to fucking swim on this roster? This guy's going to get lost as soon as he fucking ventures off onto his own.
Yeah, no. They are no good without each other. The only way they can float is if they start another faction with someone else. But on their own, it's not going to work.
Anything Goes podcast. Get the fuck out. Thanks, Hulu Rim. Anything Goes. Yeah, you're going. Thank you. I mean, these AEW elitists, man, you guys are crazy. I mean, I'd love for somebody to prove me wrong. Seriously. Please prove me wrong. I mean everything from the goodness of my soul. I'm just reviewing a show.
I don't get these people. I waited like 4 weeks to say that.
We waited 4 weeks to say that, and now you're gone.
Now,
who's the loser here? That's your first comment after 4 weeks of being subscribed. That's your first comment in the chat, man. Oh man,
he's like, I couldn't wait to get that one out.
Wait 4 weeks for that.
Oh
great.
God.
Oh man.
Whew.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Moxley. Nobody gives a shit about Chuck and Trent. Nobody. Mox is in the back, cuts a promo, and puts over Hobbs as a killer. I'm acutely aware of what's at stake tonight. It's only going to take one mistake for my world to come crashing down. He knows the Callis family will do anything to win. Honestly, for me, tonight's going to suck. It's going to be a march through hell. There's no better way to feel alive. I don't play golf, man. This is pro wrestling. So I have a genuine question to ask. I'm not asking Jesse this question because I don't think he's going to give me the answer that I need. So I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. We got 3,400 people in here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. The IWGP Championship, I think you'll have the answer for this one, Jesse. The IWGP Championship is rich in prestige, correct?
Yes, very much so.
It is rich in prestige.
Yes.
Why is, and I mean this in no disrespectful manner whatsoever to Powerhouse Hobbs. Big fan of Powerhouse Hobbs. But in actuality, what we've been presented as far as Hobbs is concerned is that Hobbs is a loser. So if the IWGP Championship is on the line here, what did Will Hobbs do to earn an opportunity at the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship? Is the IWGP Championship defended in this manner over in Japan on a whim, randomly? Because the way that I see it, and I'm sure if I'm a New Japan elitist, I'd be upset that the title's on the line in a nothing match against a loser who hasn't won a match in quite some time like Will Hobbs. Why is the championship being on the line or defended in this manner when it should be held in the highest of regards? Is the title defended like that over there? I don't think so, right?
Now, for this one, they gave us an explanation, and I'm willing to take it because Don Callis does have a lot of pull in New Japan. That's apparent. And he has said numerous times, I know at least twice, 2 different occasions tonight, that he pulled some strings with the higher-ups that he knows in New Japan and got Hobbs this title match on AEW television. In their defense, bro, they did address that. That's how he got the opportunity. He pulled some strings, called in some favors, and got it done for him. That's a legit kayfabe explanation, bro. It really is.
Sure. But then I have a question. Why would New Japan give him the opportunity to do that when he really hasn't backed up being a top contender for the championship?
And we're going to go with the kayfabe, and they didn't want to. But to get out of debt for this asshole who probably, was owed a favor for something or another. I think he even mentioned that. He I think he was responsible for Jericho going over there and doing that match and everything else. And he called in a favor for that. And this was the favor return. All right, fine. We'll give Hobbs his fucking title match. He doesn't deserve it. But after that, don't fucking talk to us anymore, please. I'll work with them on that because they did give us an explanation. And that's the one thing that we asked for quite a bit on this show. We want explanations, and they did give it to us. So in all fairness, I get it.
Fine.
You can't do this shit every night, every week. You can't come up and say, I called it another favor, so now we got another title match with Mox. This is the first time they pulled it. They used it. It makes sense. Whatever, move on. I don't know why it needed to happen, though. I don't understand why it needed to be an IWGP title match when we knew there was no way on God's green earth Hobbs was going to win it. It didn't make the match any more interesting in that regard. I don't understand why it needed to happen, but I will give them the benefit of the doubt because they did give us the reason how it came to be.
No, all they have Hobbs on television for is to take an L. That's
it made no sense.
Oh, we need a loss. Yeah, we'll send Hobbs out there.
It made no sense. I like the idea behind the spot, but they could have used that for a bigger name. How about we get Kenny Omega in a match for the IWGP Championship against Moxley? Now, that's a believable winner right there. But this one, nobody thought Hobbs was going to win this match.
No, it's a waste of time.
No.
Just like this opening match was a waste of time. Kyle Fletcher, the Ring of Honor TV champion. I'm sure you guys really care about that one, right? Yeah, sure thing. All the fucking 12 people that are watching the app on Thursday nights. Sure. AEW champion Swerve Strickland. We saw the IWGP champion before Swerve. We saw Trent Beretta before Swerve. We saw Chucky T before Swerve. And we saw Orange Cassidy before Swerve. I'm waiting to hear from somebody as to how you're okay with that and why that was done. Priorities are all fucked up.
No.
The Swerve
Best
era
Friends breaking up makes about as much sense as Imperium breaking up.
Yeah, doesn't make sense at all. The Swerve era has officially begun. This match meant absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things, and I'm not going to go over why I did not like it. Go listen to the opening rant here. It is well worth your time. We'll go right to the ending because this match meant absolutely jack shit to anything that follows it. Fletcher went to grab something underneath the ring, decided not to do that. Said he got back in the ring. Callis says he was supposed to go get a table. Fletcher hit a leaping corner kick. Swerve fought out of the corner, trapped Fletcher in the ropes, nailed a Swerve stomp, but Fletcher kicked out. It's not the first time he kicked out of it, or kicked out of one of his signature moves, that is. Strickland hit the house call, right flush in the face, and then he gets the 1, 2, 3. So that was basically it. And just like that, we move on from Swerve, and Kenny Omega's graphic shows up. Hey, Kenny Omega's coming back to television next week, and Swerve is treated as if, oh, yeah, he's just another guy. Another guy on the roster. Everything else just boom, 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 boom. It's like, okay, this is the best you got for your world champion. Oh, but they're going to do something with him on Saturday, or they'll do something with him next week. That's not the point. That's not the point.
Never saw or heard from Swerve again after the opening match.
We heard from everybody else that won a championship on Sunday night, but the guy. Great. Yeah. Great. Top priority in the company. Great job there, TK. Renee Paquette was backstage with Thunder Rosa. And I would give you the benefit of the doubt if you heard this, because I know I didn't. Maybe on Fight TV, I didn't hear shit. I didn't hear a fucking word that these ladies were saying. So really? Renee Paquette's backstage with Thunder Rosa and said she's not going to make excuses for losing on pay-per-view to Toni Storm, but then she lists the things that went wrong for her. Deonna Purrazzo storms in. I didn't hear a fucking word that Deonna said either. She storms in and they have a shoving match. The security team breaks them up. And the audio levels here were so terrible that all I seen was two women who are very good at what they do and cutting a promo for a match I'm assuming that's going to happen within the next week. And I didn't hear a fucking thing that either one of them said. I don't know. I'm assuming it's because of the open airness of Daly's place. Maybe they were feeding the audio from the back to the open air arena in Daly's place. I have no idea. It didn't translate well to TV at all. I don't know what the fuck they said.
I'm double checking it right now because I could have swore I heard all of that promo.
I don't know. Maybe, I guess they have a match.
Maybe I just wasn't fucking paying attention, bro. It's very possible, but
Kyle Fletcher is now 9-7 on Dynamite. Where the fuck you getting your stats at? Kyle Fletcher hasn't won a singles match since October 14th of 2023. He may be 9-7 in tag team matches, but he certainly isn't 9-7 on Dynamite in singles matches. Ring of Honor doesn't count. The Jericho Cruise doesn't count. The Indies don't count. Dynamite counts. Fuck out of here. Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson. Still, people are talking about their epic match that happened on Sunday. Now, they're really selling the fact that he's going to give up that Tiger Driver, 93.
Right.
And that's the story here. I don't know, man. I know you watched me and Wilkins last night. Wilkins doesn't want another match. I said, well, maybe the story at the end of the match with Bryan being hurt and convulsing at the end of the match, maybe that leads to a second match. Are you thinking that this leads to a second match, and do you want to see a second match?
So, I don't know if they're gonna do a second match. I'll only say that because, like we said, Bryan is working on a bump count here, man. Like he's not gonna be going that much longer. So if his goal is to get through all of these dream matches that he wants to get to, how much time is he gonna spend on Will Ospreay?
Yeah.
Now, do I want to see a second match? I'm almost in the mindset as I was with Swerve and Hangman, in the sense of I don't want to see a third match. They had I don't want to, because they had their three, and that was it. And if they had a fourth one, how's that going to come out and everything else? I don't want to see it anymore. So I understand what he's saying. Like, I don't want to see it again. Not in the sense of it wasn't good, but in the sense of we got a great match and you're not going to outdo that. You're not going to outdo that match. You could possibly, you got to work at it, but it'd be easier to just let it be. Just let it be. Also, I don't agree with him saying that Godfather 1 was better than 2. It was not.
Someone in the chat says, well, JD doesn't watch it, so it doesn't count. Nobody's watching Ring of Honor, you fucking idiot. Nobody gives a shit about Ring of Honor. The only thing I care about that's on Ring of Honor is Athena, and she should be off that fucking show because it's so beneath her. Get her on television on the A show. I don't give a fuck what she does over there. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Ring of Honor. Imagine bringing an argument to me. Hey, it happened on Ring of Honor. Yeah, really? What, in front of 6 people? Fuck out of here. The people that pay to see this shit live leave when Ring of Honor's on. That's how important Ring of Honor is. Moving on. Mina Shirakawa. She went one-on-one with Anna Jay. I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be honest. If Mina Shirakawa is on my TV, you're not going to get a complaint out of me. That's it.
Bro, look. Okay. I'm not going to say
I don't need a video package. She's on TV. I'm good.
No. I'm not going to sit here and tolerate the EO disrespect.
Who? I didn't say a single word about Miss EO.
Bro. As long as EO exists, homegirl tonight, she's all right, but she's no EO, bro. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man.
I'm sorry. And also, just so I'm not crazy, and that's one of you, all you guys to know, I just pulled the footage back up of the segment with Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo. Audio is perfectly fine. It's absolutely perfectly fine. I don't know. On TBS here in New York with Verizon, it was not good at all, and a lot of people had the same problem. It was not good. Yeah. I definitely saw all of the complaints about it. It was definitely happening. It didn't happen everywhere though. I got YouTube TV, and I'm listening to absolute perfect audio between Thunder Rosa, Renee, and Deonna Purrazzo right now. All of it.
Yes,
so
guys.
I don't know what it was.
Yes, guys. I understand. I understand. Wait till JD sees Julia. I know who Julia is. Julia is just like Mina. She's on TV. I have no complaints. Zero. I don't know what they're putting. I don't know what's in the water over there, bro. But if Mina and Julia are products of what's coming out over there, man, I have no problem. I haven't gotten a good look at Julia. I'll take a look at her when I see her. But for right now, there will be no more talk of how awesome, what's her name is, because she's no fucking EO, bro. Mina Shirakawa. That's not EO. That's not EO. I'm sorry. EO is Bae, bro. So is Mariah May. Mariah May's all right. All right. Let's not forget Jamie Hayter, though. Who? Oh, come on, bro. You didn't forget who Jamie Hayter was. I don't know, man. She's been on TV a while. She has. You need to come back, man. They need to have Jamie back. Mina against Anna Jay. The story here was actually the post-match thing with Toni Storm, which we'll get into it. We go to commercial break. Both ladies are slugging it out here. Mina connected on a discus forearm. Anna Jay avoided a corner charge, but Mina was there with a diving knee drop to the chest. I want to stop there. I don't know if it's just me, Jesse, but I know Anna Jay's been working Ring of Honor a little bit as well. Do you see any progress in Anna Jay in the ring? Bro, don't put me on the spot like this. I have to, man. You're a podcaster now. I have an Anna Jay Superstan stalker, and if I answer this the way that I want to, they will continue to stalk me and tell me I don't give a shit about any stalker. I asked you a question. Oh. Do you see any progress from Anna Jay over the last, I would say, let's be fair, the last 6 months? No. Okay. No. Anna Jay has not gotten any better, huh? No. She improved from when she started in the company. Okay, I can give you that. Sure. She improved from when she started in the company, but that improvement has plateaued. Okay, I'm sorry, Anna Jay superfan stalker. I'm sorry. She has plateaued, and she plateaued a long time ago. She has not improved as of late. No. All right, there you go. So we got Anna Jay battling back with a big kick and a gory bomb. Shirakawa kicked out. Mina managed to hit a dragon screw and then goes for the figure four, but Jay got to the ropes. Mina fired off a missile dropkick, Inzuguri. Jay floated over, and we got a huge driver down into the Queenslayer. Jay was too distracted by Mariah May on the outside. Very obvious to see why she was distracted with Mariah May. And then Mina, this allowed Mina to escape into the Glamour Connection pin attempt and got the flash pin. 1, 2, 3. I gotta tell you, man, Mariah May, maybe I'm just in the mood to piss people off. She's not doing it for me. I could see that for sure. She's not doing it for me. I'm sorry. I have no qualms about Mariah May yet. I mean, look, I get it. She's a very, very pretty lady. I get it. But for everyone else,
in that locker room, Mariah May is not doing it for me.
No. So post-match, Mariah May came down to the ring with champagne and glasses to celebrate the victory with Mina. Can we get in on that? Maybe?
Yes, you're right.
When Anna Jay attacked from behind and applied the Queenslayer, all of a sudden, Toni Storm ran in and Jay bailed with Storm clutching as Mariah May was selling the effects of Anna Jay's attack. All of a sudden, Serena Deeb shows up and walks out to the stage. And finally, the next to the last final boss is here.
Thank God.
Serena Deeb walks out to the stage and tosses aside Toni Storm's shoes and grabs the AEW Women's title. Deeb said the next time she touches the title, it will belong to her. So Deeb called her shot as the next challenger for Toni Storm's title. So are we looking at Serena Deeb versus Toni Storm at Double or Nothing? If it is, sign me up.
Very possible. I saw some people online saying things like, well, where is this coming from Serena Deeb? Why is Serena Deeb here? But don't fuck this up for me. We have Serena Deeb in a title picture, and she's on television. Do not fuck this up for me. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're a big Serena Deeb guy, huh?
Dude, she is bell to bell the absolute best female wrestler on that roster. And I dare you to say one name against that.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay. So why is she not on TV? I mean, does she have to be in a title picture right away? No. But my God, why is she not on TV?
Can I ask a question, a genuine question here? When was the last time, you know what? I have cagematch.net. We'll look it up.
There we go.
We'll look it up. When was the last time Serena Deeb wrestled a match? Let's see, because this is becoming a fucking epidemic in the company now, where people just call their shots against championship matches, and I guess a ranking system doesn't really exist in the company. I don't know, man. There she is, Serena Deeb. Let's see what type of matches she's had. All right, she has wrestled. All right. Well, she's wrestled a few times here in 2024. She beat Robin Renegade on January 27th. She beat Queen Aminata on February 3rd on Collision. Serena Deeb beats Lady Frost on February 24th. That's on Collision. And then she beat Trisha Dora on Rampage on March 30th. So she is 4-0.
It goes not bad.
All right. So she's got some wins under her belt. So I guess her making the claim that she wants the championship next, I guess it kind of makes, she didn't really beat anybody of note, but she's got 4 wins. But she's wrestled. Mercedes hasn't. So she's wrestled. So if she wants to call her shot because nobody else has really won anything, I'm okay with it. There you go. Now I just need some fucking dialogue. Where's she been? Why does she want the title? What she thinks of Tony? What she wants to do to Tony? I need something, okay?
Bro, don't fuck this up for me.
Who? What? I'm just giving you, what are you talking about?
Serena Deeb was on my TV, and she's booked to be in a wrestling match. That's a good thing,
Okay.
right? We will give it 5 tacos, and we will move on.
Okay.
That's a great thing. Don't
All right.
fuck this up.
We'll leave it at that. I'm excited to see Deeb and what she has to do next with the AEW Women's Championship.
All right,
And she is a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong.
phenomenal. She is.
She's
phenomenal.
the Bret Hart of the women's division.
Yes, she is the professor, bro.
Yes. Willow Nightingale. She got a celebration. Swerve did not. TBS champion. So Willow's out there. Stokely's out there. Chris Statlander's out there. The ring post had balloons. Where were Swerve's balloons? Did he not want balloons?
Willow is not even the first black TBS champion.
I mean, Jesus Christ. Did I need to fly down there? I mean, what's Swerve's favorite drink, bro? Listen, you're a whiskey guy. You're a tequila guy. What are you? Rum? What are you? I'll fucking fly down there and fucking get you a bottle to celebrate with. She got balloons.
What the fuck, man?
The champion got nothing.
Hey, Stokely arranged those balloons, bro. Manager.
All right.
What the fuck? Where's Nana? Shit. Oh, well.
Stokely plugged Bill Weathers' 1977 hit Lovely Day, saying it was a lovely day when his friend Willow won the TBS title at the pay-per-view. Statlander also praised Willow, who came out with her upbeat, peppy entrance and some I guess she had like a nursery rhyme almost that she recited to Willow. So she was out there saying what she was saying about Willow, all this positive stuff about Willow. And Ring of Honor's Caprice Coleman was on commentary. Caprice does a good job. He was on commentary doing his rap along to Willow's music.
So bars,
man. Yeah, I mean, I could barely hear him, but he was out there saying something. Willow recapped her rise from ringside cheering section in 2020 to the face of TBS because she was in the arena at Daly's place during the pandemic, because pandemic era AEW, they opened up their doors for all the independent talent to wrestle in Daly's place while the world shut down. And once upon a time, Jesse and I have very well documented that AEW Dark was probably the most important wrestling show in the entire industry at that point.
It was. It really was. And I remember when it was happening and we were putting it over. I was covering it, I was watching it, and I was coming back on here and saying that Dark was great. Dark was pretty damn good.
It was actually a much-needed show for AEW, yes.
Absolutely, man. As it deteriorated, and as it got mundane, and as it got boring, and as it got bad, we came on here and reported that as well.
Yeah.
But when we were saying that it was good, nobody was fucking listening to us. Kind of the same way when me and JD was coming on here and saying that NXT is great. Black and Gold is great. That's great wrestling. You should watch it. And everybody shitted on us saying NXT was stupid. Nobody liked it.
Oh, it's a niche audience. They're not catering to nobody. Yeah, sure thing. Now, who the fuck you think is in charge? Who ran that show? He's doing the same thing on the main roster now. Now you're all fucking quiet. Give me a fucking break.
Yep.
Man, I love what we do, man. We're always, most of the time we're right. We don't get everything right, but most of the time we're right.
We don't get it all, but we are normally ahead of the curve, man.
Yeah.
I remember we said that quite a few times. I remember when we said this multiple times. When we started this company and they put Britt Baker front and center, and we sat here and said that she wasn't that good and everything else. And some people hated us for it. Some people agreed. But then when she started improving, we came back and we were constantly saying on this channel how she's getting better. She's getting better. People didn't agree with that. They didn't like that. And then she really blew up and everybody really started recognizing her. And then they said, oh, Britt Baker's pretty good. Fucker, we've been saying that shit for weeks.
Yeah.
Now you want to fucking jump on the bandwagon. We can see talent as talent is trying. Guys, it is not hard to spot when someone leaves that ring, goes into the locker room, and goes home and then comes back. And someone who leaves, goes to that locker room, and then stays and works with people and tries to get better and learns different moves. Because when they come back out the next time, everything looks better. It looks more crisp. It looks more realistic. And that's all you need. You just have to try. If you don't try, we can tell. We can genuinely tell, guys.
Yes, we can. You know who's trying? Mercedes. She tried tonight. She came out there. The CEO chant's got to go. I'm sorry.
They have to.
They got to get rid of that. My God. Listen, if you want to keep it on the album, you want to keep it on the album version, by all means, keep it on the fucking Spotify version. But if you're going to play that shit in the arena, man, that shit's got to go. I'm sorry. That is absolutely just cringe.
No.
What a takeaway from an otherwise great theme song. Mercedes walked to the ring and danced. And Monet was in there and asked Jacksonville to say hello to their CEO. Willow noted it was the fourth time that Monet had interrupted her, and Mercedes said she just came out to celebrate and congratulate her. Enjoy the celebration because in 32 days, you're looking at the new face and the new TBS champion. So then she gets angry and says, she asks Willow if she was that bitch who attacked her backstage on a previous episode of Dynamite. Willow asks Mercedes if she thinks she intentionally injured her when they wrestled in Japan. Why don't you just come out and say it? Mercedes then asked, are you asking me if I'm blaming you for almost ending my career? Are you asking me if I blame you for all the pain and suffering and for you to take the one thing that I love the most away from me? You don't want that truth, Willow. You just want to feel better about what you did to me. Willow said she felt bad about what happened. Willow said she wondered whether she could have beaten Monet at 100%. So there is an asterisk next to her reign. Willow wants to beat Mercedes to show she can defeat her at 100%. Mercedes told her to enjoy the reign because she knows in her heart she can't beat her. And Monet then, in the most choreographed slap of all time, slapped Willow. And then there was a pull-apart brawl with Stokely. Stat and the referee in between. Willow's music hit, and Mercedes walked back up the ramp, and then they plugged the match for Double or Nothing.
Dude,
Now,
she stood there as that slap wound up. I mean, it was like a major league pitcher winding up for a fucking curveball. You can see it coming a mile away. I'm looking at it like Willow's gonna move from that, right? She's gonna move. She's not gonna.
Bro, that was as predictable as a Mariano Rivera fucking fastball, high up and in, bro.
Man, it was.
You know what's coming, and she did nothing to move out of the way. Just like when everybody was up in the plate against Mariano Rivera, you know what's coming, and you stand there looking at it like, how do I hit that? Motherfucker, it's a fucking fastball up and in. Fucking swing the bat.
Swing, bro. Here it comes.
Ridiculous.
Why didn't you? I mean, you, bro, she's the champion. She is the best that there is, and she couldn't dodge that one. She didn't block that one. She just watched it. Oh, it didn't hit. What the fuck?
All day. Listen, I will say this. We have criticized the direction that AEW is taking Mercedes. Overly scripted, very WWE-like. She's got a bunch of WWE-isms on AEW television where none of that should be the case. Let Mercedes be Mercedes. Tonight, Jesse, was the first night that I truly felt that Mercedes was, you know, the way she spoke, her cadence, the way she delivered, it almost came off more naturally than everything else that she's done, which is a positive step in the right direction. And I hope we can continue that. But clearly, they started her off, and there was no other way for her to come in but a babyface, but they're clearly transitioning into a heel, and I think this is best for Mercedes. She is so, and I said this last week, and so did you, she is so much better as a heel than she is as a babyface, and I think this is going to be the best direction for her.
She is. And speaking of heel, I was sitting there waiting for this segment to end as the Festival of Friends. I was waiting for Stat to turn. At this point, I just feel like I just booked myself into a corner. It's just not gonna happen. But I just knew Stat was gonna turn on her in this whole segment. It didn't happen. It's just not gonna happen.
Well, who attacked Mercedes? It's not Stat. It's not Julia because Julia's out.
Julia's out.
It's not Willow. Is it Britt? Are we leaning towards the Britt Baker thing now? Is that going to be the big feud when they come back with Britt Baker?
Is it Britt or Jamie Hayter? It's also Jamie Hayter's time to come back. She should be just about ready to go by now, if I'm not mistaken.
Imagine that's the case, and AEW's got some solid plans. We got Britt Baker coming back as the culprit to attack Mercedes because of whatever reason. I think that could really generate some true heat there between the ladies. Britt comes back as a babyface. Mercedes is the heel. I think that would play off very well. And then on one hand, you got that. The other hand, you got Jamie and Toni Storm. I mean, those are two unbelievable women's feuds right there going into the summer. If that's where they're going, man, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, that's like I said, man, we've been saying this for the last few weeks. The women's division is very poised to take off this summer, man. With the return of Britt, Jamie Hayter, everyone that they have going right now. It sucks that Julia Hart is down. Hopefully, it's not too bad. I'm thinking it's not too bad because she was able to go through the pay-per-view match. So hopefully that's not too bad. Serena Deeb, hopefully they keep her up and running. And the women are about to explode this summer, man. I can't wait. Every other roster, TNA's Knockouts division has just been gutted. WWE is not looking great, especially since Rhea Ripley just went down. This is the time for the women to shine. They have to take advantage of this, dude. They have the talent coming back. They just need the creative. All they need is the creative, and they're going to take off this summer.
I hope so. We'll see what happens. We'll see if DMD comes back. I know she's at home waiting for the call, so let's give her a call. Alex Marvez next. What happened?
I said hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Alex Marvez asked Jack Perry if he was reinstated because Jack Perry was walking through the backstage area. Perry blew him off. And then he gave him a little pat on the chest. Okada walked in. Okada-san, what's going on with Jack Perry? He didn't say nothing. Nicholas, what's going on with Jack Perry? Nothing. Matthew, Nick, Matt, please, I need an answer. What's going on? I need the scoop.
Please.
He wished he had a better scoop from Marvez, then added that Tony Khan agreed to meet with Jack Perry tonight in the ring. So there you go. And then AEW gave you a video recap of Jack Perry's run in New Japan. Look at that. Wow, man, it's almost as if we didn't need the all-in footage to tell us where Jack Perry was, man. Wow. They basically treated you like an idiot. Oh, we needed the footage to showcase where Jack has been. Really? This is all you needed?
Yeah.
This. Oh, no, but you needed to get back at Ariel Helwani and CM Punk, though. And if that didn't happen, then no footage would have been shown. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Casino Gauntlet. This was a match. The Casino Gauntlet match. Winner of this gets an international title shot against Roderick
Billy
Strong
Bomb
at Double or Nothing.
Billy Bomb.
Billy Bomb with a $100 super chat. JD and Jesse, where the fuck is Jamie? Motor City Machine Guns and Britt Baker, Miro, Roosh, MJF, Hangman. They all need them back ASAP. And can't forget Pineapple Pete. Love you guys. Billy, thank you, brother. Where is Pineapple Pete? He's the biggest star out of all of them.
Did we sign Motor City Machine Guns?
Supposedly, yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Casino Gauntlet. Jay White, Dante Martin, Penta, Kyle O'Reilly, Will Ospreay, Lance Archer, Commander, and Jay Lethal.
Commander was in it?
Who?
Holy shit.
Oh, Tony went to Rental Lucha again, man. Oh, man.
Commander was in it?
Commander is on Dynamite, man. Tony called him up and said, Senor, I need you to come take the loss tonight. Yes, great.
Ratings through the roof, bro.
Now, out of all these names, I'm going to read them again slowly so you guys understand. Jay White.
Mm-hmm.
Why was he even in there? I don't know.
Oh, who cares? What else?
Dante Martin.
Nah.
Penta. Kyle O'Reilly.
Come on.
Lance Archer.
Nah.
Commander.
Yes. Woo!
And Jay Lethal.
Woo!
And then you got Will Ospreay. I wonder, out of all the names there, man, who's going to win this gauntlet match, man?
Commander. Where's my Commander shirt?
I think everybody had Jay Lethal penned to win this match tonight, man. Give me a fucking break, really. First of all.
Over Commander.
I don't know. I don't know why Will Ospreay needs to wrestle this nothing match when he's done more than his fair share to earn a match against Roderick Strong and the International Championship. He's beaten Konosuke Takeshita. He's beaten Bryan Danielson. He beat the best in the world. Why does he need to go and wrestle all these guys to earn the opportunity at a title match against Roderick Strong? I don't really understand.
A mid-card title.
A mid-card title at that. Secondly, again, Tony Khan, optics are everything, brother. We go from Takeshita to Danielson to Roderick Strong. I mean,
he's a champion.
He's a champion, but I mean, we go from Bryan Danielson to Roderick Strong. Additionally, on top of that, his point B, or that was point B, his point C. Why are we constantly in this vicious cycle of the Undisputed Era? Kingdom. Sorry. Undisputed Kingdom. Why are we just in this vicious cycle of treating them like shit? I mean, are they ever going to be a couple of steps ahead of where they are? I mean, Roddy's the international champion. Adam Cole's finally walking around on his own. Wardlow is out there looking like the fucking black sheep of the family, right? The other guys are holding non-existent titles that don't mean shit to anybody. When are we going to get this group that basically stole MJF's top spot and the devil was revealed to be Adam Cole? When are we going to get them in the upper echelon of importance here? Or are we just going to continue to bury them week over week, month over month here? Because there's no fucking way here that Will Ospreay's losing the international championship match. I mean, we got to get a title on him somehow, right? There you go.
I forgot about the devil.
Ridiculous. Completely irrelevant, bro.
Who earned their title match more? Will Ospreay or Mercedes? All right, see?
I mean, well, Ospreay did earn it before tonight, though.
Did he really, though?
Yeah.
Look at Mercedes. She came out and had CEO music.
I mean, so let me ask. I could show up at Daly's place and come out to Alter Bridge, and I get a title shot too?
if there's weird, obnoxious, piped-in chants, you got to deal.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds good to me. There was only one winner here, and that was Will Ospreay. He gets the match against Roderick Strong. This was a gauntlet match. I don't know what type of gauntlet match Tony Khan's been watching, but this was not a gauntlet match. This felt like a mini Royal Rumble where there was no winner because, the gauntlet match is usually one match ends and then somebody else comes out when someone loses. This was like a mini Royal Rumble, but there was no over-the-top rope eliminations.
It was very confusing.
Like, what the fuck was this? Like, if you wanted to do a gauntlet match, maybe you should fucking advertise a gauntlet match ahead of time. This is something you should advertise ahead of time. A gauntlet match with top contenders for the International Championship. Who's going to earn the opportunity to fight Roderick Strong? I don't see how Dante Martin is in contention for a fucking International Championship. I don't see how Penta is in contention for a championship. Kyle O'Reilly, maybe, because he beat... Well, actually, no, he lost. The fuck's he doing there? Lance Archer? Commander? Jay Lethal.
Whoa. Watch how you talk about Commander, bro. Whoa. Billy Bob.
How are any of these men contenders? Like, can we come up with some fucking sense on how these guys get to where they are instead of you just randomly picking names out of a hat? Somebody says there's a Joshi-style battle royal. This is not Japan, motherfucker. This is the United States. It's Jacksonville, Florida.
Is it really? Because what was the major title on the line here tonight?
Billy with a $100 super chat. Hey, Jesse and JG, just a thought. What if? And I mean, what if I was sober now that TK is killed on TV and next week in Canada? Maybe if we were booking it right, Scott D'Amore shows up. Just saying, we can only hope.
There we go.
You want a Tony Khan killed off television angle next week.
Put him in a limo.
You want a Lucha Underground style execution.
Put him in a limo, blow it up.
Yeah, maybe. I won't be surprised. He needs something, right?
Yeah. Hey, you want story? Here you go, bro.
Will Ospreay wins this match. I mean, the match was very convoluted. And one of the things I tell Jesse about this match, and he makes fun of it too now. There's a lot of sleeping on the outside. Like really? Like, you got all these guys in the ring. Everybody's in the ring at the same time. It's like a pinfall's got to happen. So how's that going to happen? Two guys are going to be in the ring, and the other fucking guys are going to be sleeping on the outside while they watch the two guys work to the end of the match. It sucks. It's so stupid.
I thought people were eliminated.
I don't know why it wasn't over the top rope. Really? If AEW, listen, and I've said this once before, I'm going to reiterate it again. Lucha Underground had something called Aztec Warfare, where it was a take on the Royal Rumble, but it was also like, a false count anywhere match. You could have 20 guys. They come out, 20 guys come out with a buzzer every minute and a half, every 2 minutes. You get everybody in the ring, and then it's like a fucking free-for-all. Aztec Warfare was fucking one of my favorite aspects of Lucha Underground. I don't know why they don't adopt that as their own and do that on television. This could have been that, but no, they want to rush through something on television just to make Will Ospreay the number one contender. Meanwhile, he's already the number one contender for whatever fucking title he wants. You kidding me?
Yeah. So the layout and the structure of this match was extremely confusing, and I feel safe saying that because as I went online and looked around, there are plenty of people asking what the structure is. How do you win the match? Who's eliminated? If the fans don't know, then it's a bad setup. I mean, it should be clear as day. If people are asking questions, then you didn't explain it properly, and it just wasn't a good setup.
No, this was bad. I'm sorry. There was no other winner but Ospreay. Ospreay wins, and then at the end of the match, the Undisputed Kingdom comes out. Strong held up the championship, and they mouthed some words to each other. We couldn't hear it because there was no microphone, and he held up the title in front of Ospreay. What a great sell there for the fucking match. Great. I wonder who's going to win that one. CEO. The Learning Tree.
Oh, my God.
Chris Jericho. He's out there. He came out, and they showed how he beat Hook on Sunday night. Taz said Hook wasn't there and wasn't cleared and was recovering from the match because of the bat shot, the baseball bat shot in the match on Sunday. Taz said Hook will be back. So Jericho was booed. Jericho's been booed a lot lately. I don't know if it's genuine reaction or just go away heel heat, but we'll see how it plays out. There's been a lot of negative connotation with the FTW championship. Does the F mean F the world? Jericho said now it's for the world because he won it for all the fans. So like you and I just said on Sunday, Jesse, this is the delusional heel who thinks he's a babyface, basically.
Yeah. And I know we're all tired of Jericho right about now. I mean, it's not that we hate him. It's just that we could use a little Jericho break. But I will say this. I think he is playing the delusional babyface, but really a heel role pretty damn well.
Yeah. Which he's going to do because he's always good at that stuff.
Yeah. That's just what he can't be bad at that. He's oh, you guys love me. I know you do. We're doing this together. I won this for you guys. You know, that's always obnoxious and entertaining. It really is. But I just don't understand what the goal here is to do Hook versus Jericho. Jericho is not in the position right now to give Hook any kind of nod, any kind of bump, any kind of great heat.
No.
Jericho is just not in that kind of position right now. And it's just not working for me. It is falling a little flat.
So Jericho claimed Terry Funk told him it was his duty to teach the next generation. Jericho said Hook needs to get rid of the dead weight that surrounds him, like Taz and Shibata. Most importantly, listen to me when I tell you to stay down, Hook. You forced me to hit you in the head with a baseball bat. He also said so many bigger stars have been down or actually drawn into the Jericho vortex, and they've come out bigger stars. Really? Who's that? Who's come out bigger stars? Anybody off the top of your head?
Give him 2 weeks. I bet JD will be eating it up. Remember this post.
MJF, right? What? Give it 2 weeks. JD's going to be eating it up?
Jericho stuff.
I mean, I don't really give a shit either way. I mean, I don't want to see Jericho and Hook anymore. Jericho could play the best character in the fucking world. I don't give a shit about what he does with Hook.
Yeah, it's just not. It's. I don't know how to. I'm tiptoeing around how to say it because I don't want it to come off as a knock on Jericho. It's not a knock on him. He's been going hard in the paint for a long time in AEW, and I think he just needs a fresh reset. I think some time off, and something fresh to come back into is something that we really need from him right about now.
So, out of everybody in the back, Big Bill comes out. It says he's been in the back listening to him, and he has only one thing to say. I need the guidance of the learning tree. So Bill said this to Chris Jericho. Chris says, everyone knows you are the Socrates of professional wrestling, always willing to give advice, lend a hand, and take a less established guy and bring him right up to the top with you. Bill said there's a long line of guys in the back foaming at the mouth for the opportunity to be a part of the learning tree. But there's no bigger than me, and there's no better fit for the learning tree than me. Jericho says he's been a big fan of Bill for years, and he's one of the reasons he's in AEW, so he's going to think about what he had to say here tonight. You do that. I'll show you. Watch. Jericho says he has been watching Big Bill. So, Jesse, are we getting another stable under the learning tree of Chris Jericho here where he takes underutilized guys or lost souls and tries to bring them back to prominence? Are they just really taking what everybody really hates about Jericho and throwing it in our face here? The Jericho vortex?
Sure. Yeah. You know, I'm not sure what they're going to do with it, but I'm not going to lie. And it might not coincide with what I just said 2 minutes ago, but I think Big Bill with Jericho might work because Bill does need someone to work with. He just does not work by himself.
And Ricky Starks is gone, guys. Goodbye.
Yeah, Ricky Starks is somewhere sleeping in Stanford, dude.
Yes. Yeah, he's got an Airbnb at Stanford, or outside Stanford Titan Tower, man. He's just waiting for the
Yes. They in that new Titans Towers headquarters that they just built, Ricky Starks has a reserved room. He's sleeping there right now.
He may be in the gym right now for all we know.
Right now. So he's already gone. Bill does need someone to play off of, to work with, because he just doesn't work by himself. And I could see him as a Jericho heavy. I could see him working with Jericho, letting Jericho do his thing on the mic and everything else. And I can see Bill being his heavy. Basically, he would be the what was his name? the heavy that Chris had with the Jericho Appreciation Society. He had the fucking hat. I forgot his fucking name already. Look at this. He loves his hat.
Jake Hager.
There you go. He would be basically like his Jake Hager, but a little bit more skilled in the ring. I don't want to see a whole new Jericho faction, though, to be honest with you. But if Jericho is not gonna go away, if he's not gonna take that time and come back, he's gonna keep going hard. I could see him with the Big Bill. Him and Big Bill, just that duo, letting Big Bill do all of his heavy work and stuff like that, which will eventually turn into Jericho turning on Bill and Bill going babyface, and that same road that we always go down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Listen, Jericho could play this character. Listen, Jericho is going to play a very good character. He's going to lean into the heel heat and the people that want him to go away, and it's going to be good television. But the substance of what he's doing on television is not going to resonate because it's the same thing all the time. And I said this on Sunday. I'm going to reiterate it again. It's going to be difficult for Jericho to reinvent himself, whereas he is very good at doing that. This time around, it's going to be a lot difficult to reinvent himself because it's the same thing all the time, and people are just tired of that and Jericho at the same time, and we want something else. Jericho is not adding anything to anybody on television. He's not adding anything to the match. He's not doing anything to the show that's going to be like, oh, my God, I got to see Chris Jericho. It's tired and done. Like, he's helped the company as much as he could over the last 5 years. I think it's time for him to take a step back and take the learning tree off television and apply that to something backstage in an administrative role, an EVP role, something as far as a managerial role, something creative, something. Something. This is I'm over this.
Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we were asking about who was in charge of creative. Wasn't it not Brian and Jericho were like confidants or just like sounding boards for TK and creative?
He's always been like an advisor to Tony Khan, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they had some kind of role in creative, but it's not to say that he can't.
Maybe his own creative.
Yeah, it's not to say he can't just say no to their ideas and do his own thing. But that'd be great to see someone like Brian and Chris Jericho doing creative for AEW. That'd be great.
Honestly, I don't give a shit. I don't care. I mean,
I would just like some fresh ideas, some new brains behind the creative, and it just seems like TK is at his wit's end.
It is. It's nothing more than rinse and repeat. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Ospreay and Renee were backstage. Callis interrupted an XY. Ospreay retired the Tiger Driver. Kyle Fletcher, who was with Don Callis and is in the Don Callis family, tried to intervene on Will's behalf, saying, he's listen, it doesn't matter if the move is instated or reinstated or fucking axed from his moves. He's going to win the match anyway. He's going to beat Roddy. He's going to win the title. Right? I'm the TV champion. Will Hobbs going to win the IWGP title. We're all going to be champions. What's the big deal? So afterwards, Ospreay apologized to Kyle. Will Ospreay is there looking at Kyle Fletcher, and Don Callis walks away, and they seem to be setting up Ospreay and Kyle possibly reforming the United Empire. Former stablemates they are in New Japan with the United Empire. From when Ospreay splits off from the Don Callis family, maybe. So we'll see what happens there. They're clearly setting up something there, so... And Jon Moxley, he went one-on-one with Powerhouse Hobbs for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. If you guys want context as to why he is the World Heavyweight Champion, Jon Moxley defeated Tetsuya Naito at the Windy City Riot in Chicago on April 12th. And there was some upset New Japan fans because this was made into a title match with Will Hobbs. So New Japan typically announces one title match at a time. Moxley is set to defend against Ren Narita on May 4th. That was already announced. And then the fans were upset because this match was announced, which basically gave away the winner of this match because Moxley ain't losing to Will Hobbs. He's going to be defending that championship with us. So they were upset about not only the title being defended in a nothing match, but basically you're giving away a match that don't mean nothing. Meanwhile, Moxley's already announced for something. Like, come on. I mean, these people take this shit. You think the fucking people on Twitter take it seriously. Holy shit.
I can see that. If it's not the norm, if it's not what they're used to, I mean, I can see the fans being upset.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if Hobbs was to win this, he would defend against Ren Narita, but that was extremely unlikely here. So, we got this match. I mean, this match was nothing. This was nothing special. I mean, I don't really know what you want me to tell you. I didn't care either way. Moxley's only on TV, and this title's only on TV because I'm sure it's going to have a big focus on Forbidden Door. So So Moxley tried, Moxley was being beaten down by the obviously bigger Hobbs. He tried a comeback here with a cutter. He was pounced in midair. Hobbs missed the corner charge, landed on the floor. Moxley met him with a tope. Hobbs grabbed his right knee. I don't know if he was actually legit hurt or if he was selling. So,
like he was hurt.
So back inside, Hobbs couldn't put any weight on the leg. Moxley dished out some corner punches. Paradigm shift. Hobbs kicks out at a 2. Moxley slapped on the rear naked choke, and Hobbs slowly faded away, giving Moxley the victory. Doctors immediately jumped in to check on Hobbs as he looked like he legit hurt his leg. Callis then said injuries happen, but he's more concerned about the loss. Moxley looked into the camera and told Ren Narita he's a dead man before we see Konosuke Takeshita staring Moxley down at the stage, motioning for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Are we getting that at Double or Nothing? Oh, my goodness.
Or Forbidden Door.
Or Forbidden Door. You know what? Fuck it. Make him the new fucking champion.
Yeah.
Make him the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I wouldn't mind that at all.
That'll really piss off the New Japan fans.
Well, Takeshita? I don't know.
He's not a New Japan guy. Came from DDT.
He did. We'll see. I didn't really give a shit about this. And Renee was backstage with Katsuyori Shibata, held up his phone, challenged Chris Jericho to an FTW title match under FTW rules in Winnipeg. And he says he'll chop down the learning tree. Shibata tells Renee that the rhinestones on her chest that make up the heart on her outfit, it's very fun.
This was promo of the year. He basically did his interview with AI.
That's exactly what he's doing. He don't speak any English.
He wasn't even typing anything.
Whatever, he had it typed out beforehand. What's the problem?
He had her answers already typed out?
Yes. Yes. I know, a little unbelievable there, man, but who knows? Maybe he had Siri on, and maybe Siri answered the question for him. I don't know.
Oh.
Who knows? I don't know. Is the iPhone that advanced? I don't know. Anyway, Jack Perry and Tony Khan. I don't have an Android. We don't have Androids here. Sorry.
Awesome.
Tony Khan and Jack Perry, you guys want our thoughts on that? Go check the beginning of the show. I'm not going to go over it again. Nothing was said. We actually talked about it at the top of the hour. And that was basically your Dynamite show. I thought this was a fucking piss poor effort. Very, very messy, very all over the place. Priorities not in order. It's almost as if Tony Khan doesn't know how to continue the momentum coming out of a hot pay-per-view. He did it with Revolution. He did it with this one, Dynasty. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm tired of complaining. I just want things to be right. What happened to the company literally in the beginning of March? It was producing some of the best television they produced in 5 years. Where's that company? It's nowhere to be found. I'm still looking for it. Anyway.
Renee is a air bro bot. Is that a insult? You don't talk shit about Renee, bro. Get your
Renee is too good at what she does.
Renee is awesome.
Anyway, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with us here this evening. We're gonna get. I know.
Oh boy, here we go.
I know you love Renee too. I get it. She's great at her job. I know. You want Renee to come to interview you? I could set it up.
Renee is awesome at their job.
Anyway, we're going to get into your super chats. Thank you for joining us here on the AEW Dynamite Post as Bacardi is clearly hungry. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Follow Jesse at the Chi-Town Smart on X. Make sure you guys click his name at the top of the description of this very podcast and go subscribe to his YouTube channel as he's now covering the E. He's an E-drone. Don't touch my phone. Oh, yeah, sure. So spooky, man. Oh my God, it's gonna ward off people from touching your phone.
Look, you fucking iPhone fucking sheep. The S24 Ultra is the best phone on the market right now.
All right. I got an iPhone 15 Pro Max.
Can't touch it.
Anyway, go follow Jesse on YouTube. Go follow Jesse on Twitter. And make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to this very channel if you guys want more truth. Because that's all we do here. You guys want honest, open discussion? That's what we do here, man. 7 days out of the week. Outside all the super chats that we got from the bombs that we got from everybody, thank you guys very much. Let's start with Michael Krause. What's up, JD and Jesse? I hope all is well, my friends. Thank you, Michael. Joseph Taylor with a $6 super chat. JD, Jesse, the first wrestling show you guys went to. Something at Madison Square Garden, Joseph.
Ooh. I believe it was I think for me it was a WCW show, and I don't remember which one though. but it was a WCW show. I can tell you the most memorable show I've been to. I was literally at almost front and center the Chris Jericho debut in WWE. It was at the Allstate Arena, with The Rock in the ring when he came out with that big Y2J. I was there live. I will never forget that. That was an amazing time. I remember that shit.
Ian Taylor with a new membership. Thank you, Ian. What the fuck are you drinking tonight in the OTS venue? Studa Beats with a $4.99. This was one of the most confusing episodes I've ever seen. Hush with a 2. The perfect person to stop the EVPs is CM Punk. Yeah, good luck with that. Tony Brown with a $4.99. Tony, please, a little too obvious. And I miss sexy Brit. Tony Brown loves Britt Baker. Look at that.
There you go. There you go, Britt.
AJ with a $4.99. What's up, JD and Jesse? Hope you guys are doing well. Do you guys think they are copying the Austin McMahon storyline? That was great. I'm confused on this one. No.
No, they're not copying.
No. Keith
that
Hobson.
Was unique. That you're never gonna see that kind of dynamic again in pro wrestling.
No, and
so
that
unique.
type of crowd, no.
Yeah.
Keith Hobson with a $20 super chat. Please play Red Skies or something of that nature on repeat. Shaking my head. OTS forever. Thank you, brother. I did play Dr. D at the beginning of the show. Every time there is a bad show, you guys know to expect Red Skies. MGM97 with a $4.99. What's harder to do? Listen to Disco Inferno complete a full sentence or listen to CEO?
You listen to Disco Inferno?
Who listens to Disco Inferno?
Right. What the hell, man?
Kingdom Kid with a $4.99. Man, if Tony feared for his life in London, I can only imagine how he felt tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he got EVP drivered, so if it keeps him off of the headset in Gorilla and away from Creative, I am all for tonight's attack.
I'll give TK this much. The poor guy takes a beating on social media every damn day.
He does.
I'll give him this much. He took his bumps a lot better than Vince McMahon.
Yes, he did.
His original stunner.
Yes, he did. Yes,
So-
they took care of him out there for sure.
Yes.
Snowman Khan with a $6.99. Me taking that Meltzer driver was the same feeling as playing with snow. I took some before I went out there so I can have the adrenaline rush. Hashtag justified. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, Snowman. Paul Van Tassel with the 40 months. Earlier today, my sisters and I celebrate our mom's 69th birthday. Happy birthday, Mama Van Tassel.
Happy birthday.
Thank you guys for showing up. My guy James with the 28 months. Preach the truth and set them free. OTS Tribal Chief. Thank you, brother. Always strive for the truth, man. Anthony Kramer, new membership. Thank you, Anthony. John Lamy with 21 months. Thank you, John. Clem, thank you for the 100. Eric Aviles with a $4.99. In my opinion, the ending was really good, but needs a follow-up next week. JD and Jesse, the best. OTS for life. Thank you, Eric. Adam Casper, thank you for your $100 bomb earlier, brother. William Sanchez with a $4.99. Tony Khan is going back on everything he said. He and AEW would never be. It's always 2 steps forward and 10 steps backwards. What a damn joke.
Look,
listen, man, I will say this. Tony Khan has been, no matter what Tony Khan has said over the last 5 years, he's been wanting this day for all 5 years for him to be on television and planted in the middle of the ring with a fucking move.
I'll tell you this much. So it tells you that his original stance of what he wanted to do and didn't want to do has changed because it needed to change. So that tells me he's willing to adjust. He's not going to just sit there and stand on his morals because he said one day he didn't want to be an in-ring character. He sees that drastic change needed to happen, and he was willing to make that change. How it works out, that's the part we got to let it play out to see. I mean, you're not going to find that out in one spot in one night, but he was willing to make the change.
So apparently there's a rumor going around that the NFL is filming Tony Khan during the draft week. I wonder if they film tonight. I wonder if he's going to sell it during the draft tomorrow.
I don't know. Jen says, what a hypocrite. I mean, are we talking about Punk going back to WWE? I thought we were talking about TK.
Whatever, man. I'm going to let it play out. I don't want to treat this unfairly. I'm going to see what they do and where they go with it. Lewis with a $4.99. JD and Jesse, you two are the best, but I cringed at that last AEW segment. OTS for life. Lewis, let's give it a little bit of time, brother. And then if it's not good and they don't have a good direction, then we'll shit on it. We got a $1.99 from Himothy. That Tony Khan segment should have opened the show. Yeah, I mean, if that's the way... Listen, I agree. Something like that should have absolutely set the tone for the rest of the show, for sure. That's how you start a post-pay-per-view Dynamite, for sure. Tyson Cook with 19 months. I love the rants of JD while Jesse is doing close-ups of rubber chicken. I love it.
We aim to entertain.
There you go. Fun shorts with the $4.99. I don't get how people even like Tony Khan at this point. The feedback is in front of his face, but he ignores it, showing he doesn't care about the fans. I don't think he does. I truly don't think he does.
Right. Thank you. Like, that's what I'm talking about. He ignores it, but yet he's making changes and going back on words that he originally said, but he doesn't listen to the fans. Which one is it? Which one is it?
I don't know. JP 5150 with 43 months in the venue. Thank you, JP. Almost getting up to that elusive 48 months. So we got Jack Ass Perry and the Elite calling the shots and running the show while they took out Tony Khan. Honestly, I don't see that happening. I don't see that as captivating. I'm going to let it play out, brother. I got to be fair in my assessments, man. I always strive to be fair. We're going to be fair with this one. Flapjack City, 199. Y'all mount his annoying. What?
Y'all mount?
I don't know. Speak English. English when you enter the fucking establishment. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. Saba with
the Chicken Love. Do not fucking hate on Clucky. You will get fucking benched, bro.
Saba with a $20 super chat. Kyle Fletcher 0-7 in AEW TV, and he's Ring of Honor champion. Why couldn't Swerve have a quick dominant match, champ promo, yell whose house instead of making him open the show with no fireworks, no nothing, makes them look worse. I agree. They fumbled Swerve tonight. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
I know they fumbled Swerve, right? Yeah, I know. See, even she is for Swerve Strickland too. It's amazing.
There you go, man.
She's a smart cat. She's a smart cat. KB Brown, thank you for the $100 bond, brother. Mr. New with the $10 super chat. Wrestling was the NBA. AEW is the slam dunk contest. Flashy shit that gets pops with no substance. Swerve got disrespected. Another company's titles in the main event. Make it make sense. I don't know. No lies detected there, Mr. New.
Yeah.
We got CM Punky, Hunky, Dunky, Wunk, Wucky, Dicky, Demeter Bullion with a $7.99. Other day, CM Punky, Tunky, Funky, Junky, Dunky, Ducky, Docky, Dicky, Winky, Monkey, Runky, Truthy, Fooly, Mooly, Quacky, Macky, Hacky, stole Rey Mysterio's eyeliner.
That was not all in one super chat.
That's all in one super chat.
Get the fuck out.
That's all in one super chat. The parts and things with Johnny with 18 months. Shad Khan coming out was funny. Was it?
It wasn't funny. It was supposed to lend to the seriousness of the matter. I don't know. It was funny.
Bearded Beast with a new membership. Bearded Beast. Thank you, brother. Vinny with a $1.99. We supposed to feel for spoon-fed billionaire Tony? No. I don't feel a fucking ounce of sympathy.
And man got fucking super mega driver bomb. You guys are assholes.
Evan, hey, Evan, what's up, brother? Long time no see, man. It's been a minute. JD and Jesse was at the show tonight. Dailies holds 5K and it was maybe half full and dead as fuck. Times have certainly changed since we saw Double or Nothing here. Just sad, man.
It didn't come off dead on TV.
Yeah, it came off like it was in a fucking echo chamber.
Yeah, the sound, the acoustics were definitely off and everything because it's a half outdoor venue or whatever. But I've seen and heard dead crowds. It didn't come off as a dead crowd.
Evan, I've been at Daly's place for a Double or Nothing, Double or Nothing or Revolution, one or the other, and it was fucking beautiful. It's a great venue and a great any seat is a great seat in the house, and the sound was great. But tonight, the fact that they couldn't fill that place, man, you can tell that the product is ice cold. Theme parts and things with Johnny, $5 super chat. TK1 full Dixie Carter. I don't know what that means, but yeah, no, thank you. Hollywood guy with a $5 super chat. JD, which version of the Four Horsemen or Four Horsewomen was the best? Oh no, you're talking about the Horsemen, not the Horsewomen. Minus Rick, Tully, Arn, and Benoit, but I will include Wyndham in that too. I didn't watch NWA or WCW, so I couldn't give you a straight answer.
You asking who was the best of the Horsemen?
Which version of the Horsemen?
Oh, which version of the original Ric Flair? Man.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
New Bendy Comics with 21s. Triple H and TK both suck at booking black people, but they put random black wrestlers, former champs under Vince in factions, and Keith Lee and Hobbs are jobbers.
I've been very vocal about how sus I feel it is that Triple H is just putting races together as factions. You got the 3 black women as factions.
Yeah.
You got the Asian women as a faction with the Dakota Kai thrown in there. You know, you got the Hurt Business 2.0 out there. I mean, it is very race inspired, which is very Vince McMahon like-ish to me. But like I said, I've mentioned it, I've gone over it, and I just dropped it. But I don't know why you got to put people together just because they're in the same race.
Yeah. Thomas with a $5 super chat. If Judgment Day splits, do you think Dom and JD McGriddle will be babyfaces versus Finn Priest as heels? No, I haven't been drinking yet. OTS for life. I don't know, man. I think Judgment Day is going to split. I think there's going to be something with Dom and Liv. I think Liv is going to manipulate Dom and have him leave Rhea. And I think Finn is going to leave Judgment Day. I think Finn's going to be a babyface. I think Priest is going to be a babyface. Which I don't know if it's going to be a good thing or not, but...
I don't think Dominic's going to go babyface anytime
soon. No, I don't think he should go babyface either. Savvy Seed with a 499. Hey, JD Jesse, what do you think of Keith Lee versus Swerve at Double or Nothing for the title, or are we just way past that? No.
Keith Lee has got 1 foot in retirement.
Yeah, no, thank you, brother. Michael J with a $2 super chat. AW with the tin can audio again tonight. Yeah, it was awful.
Again, I'm trying to figure out what platforms that this happened on, because I just replayed it myself, guys, and there was no audio issue.
Yes, all the Hispanics are beefing with each other as well on WWTV.
Yeah, the Hispanic crews. Yeah, man. I mean, it is. Has anybody not noticed this shit?
I don't know. Maybe it's a marketing thing. I have no idea.
Does anyone not know he's just putting the races together?
Hey, Alexis.
Nobody's saying anything.
I guess not. Hey, Alexis with a $5 super chat. There's 2 for that awful but funny happy birthday performance. You guys made me crack a smile. JD, do you have a YouTube play button? You deserve it. Yes, I do. It's hanging up in the Atlantic City apartment on the wall, Alexis. Thank you. Billy, thank you for the 200 in super chats. Harry, 212 with a 5. Tony Khan needs to stop booking this show. I agree. Fun Shorts with a 199. Do you think Tony Khan will ever work a match? No, I don't want to see that either. Francis Loop with a 5. The WWE Draft, the WWE title and the tag team titles have to stay together. The World Heavyweight title and the World Tag Team titles have to stay together. Francis, they already came up with the draft rules. All the championships are omit from the draft. They're staying where they are. Well, the champions will not be switching brands. Imagine that. A subtle change. That makes sense. Phil with a 499. Omega, Page, FTR, and MJF versus Okada, Perry, the Bucks, and question mark for Blood and Guts. I don't know who joins the Elite, but that's where I think it leads. Why would MJF come back and feud with them?
He has nothing to do with those guys.
He's coming back for Adam Cole and the world title. Thank you, Phil. $4.99 for Phil. Adam Casper with a $10 super chat. Tony Khan's dad being out there definitely mattered at the end, but Deonna Purrazzo versus Thunder Rosa should be on Dynamite next week instead of Rampage on Saturday. Oh, is that where it's happening?
Is it?
I won't be watching. Mike 43 with a $5 super chat. The NFL website posted about Tony Khan getting attacked by the Elite. Going to play out at the draft. Oh, God.
That's coverage. That's awesome.
That's coverage for sure. Adam Casper with a $5 super chat. Jesse, do you think Matt Hardy will win the TNA title at some point?
No. Hard no.
And hopefully it stays that way. And Mike 43 with a $2 super chat. Whoop that Trick chant at Elite by the end. Congratulations to Trick Williams as the new NXT champion.
Awesome, man.
Can't wait to see Ilya Dragunov on the main roster. Guys, that's all we got for you because I am fiending to get on Destiny. Jesse, I got a God Roll. I got several God Roll Hammerheads and a God Roll Midnight Coup today.
I'm looking at my Hammerheads right now. What's your God Roll?
You're looking at Envious Assassin and Killing Tally or Rampage and Killing Tally. I got both of them. I also got Destabilizing Rounds and Target Lock.
I got a Rewind Rounds and Target Lock.
That's all right. That's all right, man. It's not the God Roll, but it's all right.
There's actually a lot of God Rolls. Like at 4 times in Onslaught, there's a lot of God Rolls.
It's all right. It's all right. You know, it's gonna be difficult to get me away from my commemoration. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys.
Theme park. Let me respond. Theme parks and things. What Johnny says. I'm Latino. I don't care as long as there is representation of Latinos. That's all that matters. There is no racism I see. It's not about being racism. It's just being lazy. You have nothing better to do but just put the black people together and the Hispanic people together and the Asian people together. That's your creative? That's pretty fucking lazy.
I don't know what to tell you. I just need something new, something fresh. Fuck it. Guys, thank you so very much for joining us on this AEW Dynamite post. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you guys don't like what we have to say, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Most of the time you can't. Thank you guys very much for all your support. Go follow Jesse, YouTube, Twitter. I'm on Twitter. You guys know where to find us. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. And please continue to hit that thumbs up. And I will see you back tomorrow with more extra right here on Off the Script. Next time you see me live will be on Friday after SmackDown as we talk about day 1 of the WWE Draft. I'll see you guys later.